Hello.
Hi.
That was
Hello.
perfectly
So
timed.
beautiful.
Welcome, Jazzy, Andy, to episode 36 of the Six Pack Podcast. We've been a little bit delinquent to a couple weeks ago. There's a good reason for that, which we'll get into, I'm sure. Shan,
Yeah,
any housekeeping?
I don't think so. Other than we haven't been here, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, can't think of anything.
I will do my best to be here in 2 weeks. I will be recording from the farm.
What am I
Fingers
gonna do
crossed.
about it? What do you want me to do? What am I gonna do about it? Come and get you? Like, do what you gotta do, you know?
I don't know.
I can't afford that.
You're scary. So,
What?
Shan's scary. She might come and.
I'm a vibe. If I can afford to get to someone to scare them, I'm certainly willing to try.
Gotta watch out.
Mm.
And make sure you behave. Otherwise, Shan will be there.
Yep. With a knife.
Jazzy, how are you doing?
Hello. Great to be back. Only been, 6 weeks? No,
An
it's good to be
eternity.
back. I know, an eternity. I've actually slept since then. It's mad. But no, very excited. 2 episodes to talk about. Bring it on.
Excellent.
Bring it on.
Excellent. I guess that's our other housekeeping is we got 2 episodes to talk about. Andy, you're also doing well?
Yep. Work is kind of still crazy, but less crazy that I don't have to watch the World Cup in the free time that I have. I actually have something else to do now.
Exactly.
Excellent. Cool. Shan, anything from episode of 35 of our
So I was
own
taking a screenshot
show
of something.
that we need to
Let's see.
discuss in detail?
Let me open it up. I was screenshotting something. I had to be careful that it didn't make any noise. So I had to mute myself for a second. Let's see.
Well, as we've partially established, we are next to the Formula One track today, so
Which is very cool because in Vegas they don't let you do that.
Mhm.
So obviously we got some people who like DrKagon, which I still have to find my Witcher coin so that we can flip it for the DrKagon. Jazzy was excited he got a correct prediction.
A stopped clock is right twice a day.
Exactly. Exactly. You get one shot, one chance. Let me see. Then Martina talked about, because we talked about special smells. If anybody remembers that, it was a month ago. I was trying to say a long period of time. They remembered it was literally a month ago. So she was talking about lavender, because somebody, I guess, in her life used lavender soap or washing powder. And let's see. Yeah, we had lots of dragon theories, by the way. So, like, turning into dragons was what Martina said. Jazzy wanted to see dragons, which I hope you're happy. And then, yeah, see, like, Mason was like me. We won't see dragons yet, but we'll learn dragons. And then, Ben the fan, not the star, was thinking it'd be Circle of Dragons Druid from the Griffin Saddlebag, which I don't know anything about, but I read the whole thing because maybe some of you guys do. Yeah, so not terribly many comments, but like, lots of dragon fun to be had, which is what everybody likes. Everybody likes dragon fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ways to go for dragon fun. But I'm sure we'll get there.
Right.
Cool. All right. Shall we newsy news?
Yeah.
Let's newsy news then.
Let me open this.
I believe we discussed last time. Oh, there'll be a post, and of course we've had the July post, but literally we didn't get a chance to show it, and it's been a month, which means we're now waiting for the August post.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there's much news-wise to mention.
There's a behind the scenes tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
today, if you're listening to this from the future.
Indeed. I think the big thing was, at least from this news post, was all the stuff that they've got up in the studio, which is really cool. Of course, that was at the top here. I think this is Holly's home shrine. But yeah, lots of cool stuff that they've got up in the studio, including the embroidered map, which is very cool. It feels like it's been a busy month, content-wise. All the Azeroth stuff, which maybe we'll get a chance to talk about. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
I've not seen it, so
Yeah, neither have I.
I don't care about the spoilers.
Neither
if
do
you want to
I.
Talk about it.
Yeah, you guys can feel free.
Have you watched it, Jesse?
I've watched both parts now. I'll come on I'll cover it in a bit, but I won't. There's no real spoilery stuff that I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm.
How would I?
3/4 of the way through part 1, so I need to dedicate some time if I want to watch it. So yeah, August is coming up. Content returning as normal. I don't think we have any other sponsored content, so it'll be a little bit lighter than the last couple of months. But Holly has been surprised us in the past with sponsored stuff, so who knows? I would not be surprised if there was some Emberville link up, and we'll get to that here in a second. But Jazzy, you got Harry's little reveal.
Yeah, so it's not a reveal as such. It's just that in the DMS, which went live last week, they were talking a little bit. I don't want to spoil too much. Go listen to it. It's brilliant. But they talked a bit about how to handle character death. And they talked a little bit about like episode 17 for, because of what happened in that episode. And Harry revealed that he has actually written death scenes for all of the characters. So he is ready should it happen. I was like, okay.
Interesting.
What's he got cooking?
Interesting.
But yeah, so I thought that was a little nugget hidden away in there. I was like, okay, getting some Natural 6 secrets in a DMS. Love it.
Do you write death scenes for all of your player characters, Andy?
Not right. But if I think there's a particular difficult encounter that there's a potential for a death, I do think about how to handle it and what to do in that situation should it come about.
Should it occur? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have anything pre-written.
You don't plan for your players' deaths?
I try my best, but I shall get into that maybe later. But yeah, when we're talking about Alex's dice, there's something that I need to bring up.
The cooked ones? Yeah. Cool. Anything else news-wise? Natural 6 news-wise? It's been busy. Feels like it's been very busy for everyone. Last few cantrips have been light on the folks. People are busy traveling. We're still late on the details for MCM in October, but
I think a few of them have been busy recording, for other things. So Emberville.
yeah, and traveling for doing promotional stuff for sure. Cool. Obviously, we had the Emberville cast reveal last week, I think, or maybe the week before. We will have everyone. So the whole cast will be playing either small or large parts. Remains to be seen, which is pretty cool. Definitely increases the likelihood that there will be some Natural 6 tie-in, which I think is kind of cool from a marketing perspective.
I did ask the question on the Ask Us Anything, would there be one? So I've sown the seed, if nothing else.
You would expect Holly to be on top of that. Lots of the guys traveling around. I know that on the Ben tracker, he's been 3 cons, maybe, Shan? 4 or something like that in the US?
I don't pay attention. I've been paying attention to Holly.
Yeah, I mean, Holly's been all around the place as well.
Yeah.
Because
she was where I wanted to be. Well, not there. Like I would have been fine missing brother, but you know what I mean. Yep. At any Final Fantasy 14 party, this applies.
Yeah, because a few of them are out in LA, including Ben, and then Alex was just at GCX, which was at Universal Studios in Florida. And we'll get onto what Holly was doing, I'm sure. Shan will fill us in. Yeah. So lots of cool stuff coming up. We got a reveal date for the Emberville Early Access, which is... Can you remember, Jazzy?
I've got Steam closed now, but I think it's October. It is on my wish list.
Do you want me to check?
October.
I'll open Steam for you.
It's October, right? Yeah, Shan will check for us.
Emberville. Oh, it went away. It was there and it disappeared. There we go. Emberville. Let's see. October 27th is the planned release date.
So 2 weeks? 3 weeks before GTA 6? Something like that. Yep. Cool. Very nice. Rena, anything else newsworthy? Cast or otherwise?
Not that I can think of.
Boom.
The cat has something to say.
Yeah, cat always has something to say.
Clearly. All right. Doing lately, Andy.
Because the cat has something to say.
Yeah, mostly getting a cat bum in my face, but yeah.
Yep.
A hiatus from the podcast is mostly work and World Cup related. So filled all my spare time watching football. For the most part, enjoyed the matches. The off-field shenanigans, not so much, but...
How many games do you think you watched?
I was averaging 2.5 games a night during the group stages.
Ooh, that's a lot, yeah.
Because I was managing to get home just enough time to watch the second half of the early kickoff, and then... But I didn't quite go into the wee hours of the morning every time.
So 30, 40 games maybe?
Yeah, I reckon.
You're a better man than I.
Yeah. But certain things are not conducive to me watching future World Cups if things continue the way FIFA are planning them to.
Indeed. Thumbs down on that one.
Also, in the meantime, it was my birthday, but that was a non-event, really.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Belatedly.
It wasn't a big number, but like I said to Jazzy, all the best people are born in 1980.
I don't know, 24 is a big number. You know.
And I've just started getting back into playing some Planet Crafter because there's a new DLC coming in September.
Ooh,
So I'm prepping for that.
excellent. Did you manage to play the Altars DLC? Or did you manage to get back into the Altars at all?
I didn't. I reloaded it and it was still causing my PC to slow down completely. So Act 2 started becoming an issue, and then as soon as I got into Act 3, it was just nothing.
Unusable, basically, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Bummer.
Sadly.
That's a bummer.
One day I shall finish it.
Cool. Jazzy, tell us what you've been up to. Or anything else, Andy?
No, I think that covers it.
Sweet. Tell us what you've been up to, Jazzy.
What have I been up to? Okay, so I've also had a birthday. Again, 80s kid.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And it was lovely, to be honest. I went away to Norfolk in the east of England. Went to walked around country houses, had afternoon tea in Norwich. Enjoyed the cathedral there as well. That was lovely. Went on a steam train, had fish and chips on the steam train, and watched England get knocked out of the World Cup on the same day. But it was a great day, a great time away. And I also managed to sort of escape heatwave number 3, which was happening in the UK at the time of my birthday. And the heat waves have kind of dominated the last few weeks of my life because I live in a flat that faces the sun in the evenings, which is why I've got curtains closed right now. Although the sun appears to be setting. Hooray. So I've been baking in my flat, and I've become weather obsessed even for a Brit, looking at what the night temperatures are, having the window behind me wide open at night, and creating airflows and wish listing air conditioning units and all sorts. It's just I've become weather obsessed, which is not good even for a Brit. But what that has meant, it has affected my gaming a little. So I've barely had the PC on. So I even missed a watch party because it was just too hot. But last week it wasn't so bad. But I've not been gaming on the PC at all. I haven't been gaming on the PS5 much either for 2 reasons. One, again, because it heats up my living room, but also because my DualSense controller could only hold charge for about half an hour.
Right.
Not good. So I actually bought a new battery, watched a YouTube video that said how to replace the battery, and I did a thing. I replaced the battery, and it works brilliantly. So I have played a little bit more of 007 First Light, and I'll play probably a little bit more in the coming weeks. Now that the heatwave number 4 is only here for a day or two, and then I can have the PS5 on a bit more. What that has meant is I've been playing on my Switch 2 an awful lot and buying a lot of games on the Switch 2. That includes the Star Fox remastered reimagined thing, which is actually really good. It's basically a remake of the N64 Star Fox. It's actually really good. If you like the original N64 game, you'll like this one. I also went into the wild world of Dave the Diver, which started off being like quite a normal sort of game, and then it kind of changes completely. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a roguelike Metroidvania practically, but with water. And yeah, it's great. I'm quite late into it now. I think I've pretty much got just the last few bits and then DLC to play through. So that's been wonderful. Played Mixtape. Well, I say played. You don't really play Mixtape. You just kind of watch it. But it's a walking sim. It's really good. And the soundtrack's fantastic. I think I'm quite far into that. I also bought Broken Sword. More on that later. And and then I've just been keeping cool. What I have also been doing is catching up on the Natural 6 content. So as well as being up to date with all the episodes and all the side content, apart from Witchspire, I properly gave Legends of Azeroth a bit of time and love. So I'd already watched and loved part 1, and I watched part 2 last week. And I have to say, it was really, really rather good. And Aoife as the herald, rather than the DM, is absolutely brilliant. The way she explains how things work, because they do this mechanic where you roll d6s, and then if it's like a 5 or a 6, it's a success, and if it's less, it's a fail. You roll certain numbers of dice, and I've seen those mechanics before in other games. I never quite got it, but the way Aoife explained it makes sense to me all of a sudden. So well done to Aoife. I thought she's absolutely brilliant, trying to keep the other people in line as well. I thought it was just wonderful. And you can really feel that sort of SNES JRPG kind of feel. And part 2 ends really interestingly, and I really want there to be a part 3. So go check it out if you haven't already. It's fantastic. And that is all I've got.
Excellent. Thanks, Jazzy. Shannon.
Yeah.
Tell us what you got going on.
Yeah, let me pull this up so I can stay as concise as possible. So yeah, I also watched the World Cup. Mixed bag of things, but it was really nice to kind of, again, see like reactions to real Americans, and seeing people be welcoming and having a good time as well, and see the good side of things. In Philly, we had a great time. We had like some French guys who were here just be telling everybody about how much of a good time they had here and how great we are. So that was really nice. And yeah, like I'll miss the vibes, and I'll miss the fan festival. It was really good. They had a bunch of concerts when there weren't any matches. They had like the All-American Rejects. They had like Dead Mouse was there. That was crazy. I was like, what do we got him for? Like a bunch of like big acts were doing just free concerts there. And it was packed for the final, which was pretty cool. And I'm really glad I got to go. I'm glad I got to go twice. It was super fun. And I had a really good time. And then Rally House had a 50% off sale of all their FIFA stuff. So I got some last minute treats from the sale. And I also got a new Union jersey because I've had my Union jersey since 2009, since the inaugural season. So it was nice to kind of get an upgrade. And I got the America 250 jersey, which is really nice. Because obviously the Union, they're named for the 13 Colony Union. The logo and the mascot are a snake, like the join or die. So yeah, very cool. And don't tread on me. It was both. He did both. He's a very versatile snake. So yeah, I'll have to show you guys a picture of the jersey. I don't have it with me because I wore it the other day, so it's upstairs. Yeah, very cool. Fun stuff. We'll see how I feel about the next one because I'm morally opposed to everything that's going on with the 2030 World Cup. I think it's absolutely insane and morally bankrupt how that cup is being put together. So yeah, and we all know why. So it's great times, great times. But yeah, it was very fun. I thought the England-France match was great. The final, not so much, but at least I was happy with the result. Couldn't have happened to a finer team to have lost that World Cup match. So yeah, good times. And then in the same space, we've been freaking out for the last 4 days because we got LeBron. It's a big deal. Philadelphia 76ers, our basketball team, got LeBron James, one of the greatest to ever play it. So it's a pretty big deal. He really wants to win a ring for Philadelphia because he wants to become the first player in NBA history to win a ring with 4 different teams. Fair enough. I respect it. But it's been really funny because we didn't think we'd actually get him. We were like, oh yeah, we're having a fun time, all joking that we're going to get LeBron. And then we got LeBron. It was pretty wild. So it's just been really fun watching everyone celebrate. I sent the group a video that the Sixers put together of fans learning the news because it was literally 11:30 on a Friday morning. And so I have to watch it later. But yeah, I was hugging everybody. I was calling my family because it just seemed not real. It was one of those things that's like, man, this would have been really funny to tell my dad because I really would have wanted to know his thoughts on us getting LeBron. But yeah, super exciting. Great stuff. We got LeBron James. Every time I talk about LeBron, I think about that Vine with the little kid just saying LeBron James over and over again. So yeah. And then let's see. I finished watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yay us. And now we're gonna watch the original 2003 series. It's my first time rewatching it in a long time. Off camera here, I'm not gonna bother getting it because it's a stack. I was in such a hyperfixation mood after we finished the show that I found all my 3-in-1 volumes so that I could figure out which ones I was still missing so I can reread it. My complete Brotherhood, my complete original series, the 2 movies. Yeah, so like I was in Full Metal Alchemist mode. I was ready to go. I even my copy of The Conqueror of Shambhala, which was the original movie, is signed by the original voice actor for Alphonse, who couldn't play Alphonse in Brotherhood because he was a literal child when he played Alphonse in 03. So you can imagine there's a very obvious reason why he couldn't play Alphonse again. But he did get a really nice cameo that was fitting for him and for the character. So I was really excited when we got to that episode. He plays a younger version of a main character in a flashback. And I was very excited to hear him all grown up again because I haven't watched it in a really long time. So yeah, very excited to watch 03. I haven't watched 03 in a long time. Really interested to see my friend's reactions to all the differences because he didn't watch both and read the manga like I did. So I'm really excited to hear his thoughts. And yeah, after we finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, we watched Widow's Bay, which my friend had been trying to get me to watch. And I'm not going to tell you anything about the show because we went in blind. Please don't find out as little as possible. It's an Apple TV series starring Matthew Rhys.
Oh, it's new. Okay.
Yes, it's brand new. Just finished up. It stars Matthew Rhys and Stephen Root. Incredible actors, the both of them. But it is so good. And it's so much better if you know nothing about it.
All right,
I'll tell you what I knew, which was one sentence. It's the story of a mayor of an island New England town trying to change the image of the island so that tourism will grow there. And that's all I knew. And I knew it was Matthew Rhys. And I watched it. And me and my friend, I swear to God, every single episode, we're like, what is this show? I literally want to tell you as little as possible, but it's really good. It's only the first season is out. Matthew Rhys is nominated for an Emmy for this show, and he is really good. And Dale Dickey as well, nominated, and also well deserved for one scene. I think I watched it. I was like, this is why she got nominated. This is absolutely why she got nominated. But it's great. It's really great. It's super fun. And that's all I'm going to say. So if you have Apple TV or have the means with which to watch a show, please watch Widow's Bay. It is incredible. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Then on Sunday, we had my sister-in-law and my brother's baby shower. So that was really fun. Lots of good food, as always. They know how to throw a party up there. Lots of good food, fun games. Got to see some people, so it was super fun, but I was like outside all day, so I was very tired. And I was also tired for other reasons, other than thinking about the fact that I'm going to be an aunt soon, which is crazy. Well, I was already an aunt to kids that are not like blood family, which apparently is a concept my family thinks is really weird. Because like I had someone say, yeah, but now you're going to be a real aunt. And I was like, I was a real aunt. I don't like that. Because I called my dad's friends aunt and uncle, and like that didn't feel like any less of an aunt or uncle. I feel like that concept is being lost, which is weird because a lot of these people were the ones that taught me that. So and I don't know if it's like a white American thing, because I've heard it's a white American thing, but I was raised with aunt and uncles that I wasn't related to. It does take a village. So I was a little put off by some of the talk there, but that's baby showers, I guess. Maybe I'm too woke for baby showers now. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for my brother and my sister-in-law. I'm excited for my mom. I'm excited for her family. I'm excited. Yeah, so there's a baby, a whole baby.
Is this the first one?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yep. The only other child so far is my cousin Jacqueline, her son. This is the first one over here. Well, actually, no. Sorry. My cousin Erin has 2. But from us, this is the first one. Yeah. First one.
From the classically direct, immediate
nuclear family.
Yes.
Nuclear family. Yeah. First one.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Shannon family on there.
It's a good time. We're excited. But the reason why I was so tired was because, if you didn't know, over the weekend was EU Fan Fest in Berlin for Final Fantasy XIV, which is why we're talking about Holly. Holly works for them, and now she's very public about it, so I don't feel weird talking about this on camera right now, because she was all over my social media this weekend, and not even on her own account. There was video of her having a good time, but my favorite part was so the keynote for me was at 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. And so I had said, I'm going to go home, take a nap, get a little sleep, get up, maybe get some breakfast, watch the keynote, go back to sleep, because I was closing that night. Friday night, I forgot I had plans. I was going bowling with my friends for their birthdays. So we went bowling, and then I didn't know we were going to go to a secondary location so that the other ones who didn't eat dinner could get food. So I didn't get home till 1 a.m. So I took a shower, took a 2-hour nap. But then, of course, this was the same day we found out about LeBron. So I wanted to go to Wawa and get the newspaper because they had a really cool spread. But they didn't have the newspaper yet, so I got up a half hour early for nothing. Then I came home, watched the keynote. Holly jump scare almost immediately into the keynote. So I literally was like, oh my God, Holly sighting. Because famously, Yoshi P, the head developer and director for Final Fantasy XIV and 16, he's in charge of Creative Studio 3. He basically does a cosplay of the new job every time they have a fan fest. It's like he did Viper last time, which is very cool. But unfortunately for him, this time the new job is a tank. And not only is it a tank, it looks like the artifact armor is inspired by Norse mythology. So it is full armor and furs and a cloak and 2 giant shield guns. Huge. So he comes out, we're like, oh my God, he's so badass. That's so cool. Very quickly, he had to get rid of the shields. So, Holly was one of the people who came to get the shields from him, which is why we got a Holly jump scare. She told us in the chat that she was actually in charge of the costume. So that's pretty cool. But she, so we got to see Holly almost immediately. And it became a meme at the keynote because he was so hot the entire time. Koji Fox, who is in charge of translation for the English localization, gave him a fan, kept giving him water to drink. It was very funny. At one point, he's like, oh, are you hot? He's like, yes. It was just it was really silly. And at one point they played the wrong trailer for something, and you could see Yoshi P dying inside and getting just the tiniest bit frustrated. Not even mean. Just hey, what's going on back there? Because you could tell he just wanted to get out of the suit. The keynote was 2.5 hours long. So he was dying. And we were just hoping it would end so he could get out of the suit. But he looked great. I'll send you guys pictures later. He looked excellent. But it was really good. We got an extended trailer, so we got to see some cool stuff. We got a little more information about the Alliance raids, which are going to be themed around Evangelion for the 30th anniversary of Evangelion. And then we also found out the raid series for that expansion, which will be next spring, is going to be Final Fantasy VII. And they told us by saying, hey, tell me if you recognize this music. And they just put on One Winged Angel.
Oh my god.
And then he brought out, surprise guest, Naoki Hamaguchi, the director of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. So it was very cool. They talked for a half hour. I was praying for them to stop so they could get that man off the stage. And then he was like, one more thing. And he showed us the collector's edition, which I'm also going to get 100%. But he was like, check out the collector's edition. And he was like grabbing each individual item as best he could because he had gloves on. So he was like really struggling. And I was like, please just get off the stage. He had me cracking up because at one point he was like, oh no, whatever. And Koji was like, oh, can you not work the clicker? Because he had the gloves on. It was a good time. And yeah, I did get a little sleep after, but I had to go back to Wawa to get the paper. And then I got breakfast. So I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted, but I did, but it was very exciting. And it just looked like fun. Holly did a little dance with some other of the community team members, inspired by one of the raid bosses. So had very cool pants, very big, shiny green pants. Very exciting. And that's what I saw her all over my feed because people are like, oh, look at this. Is so nice. The community members dancing to the primals. And I was like, I know that one. But it was super fun. Lots of cool stuff coming out of it. Very excited for Evercold. I'm one expansion away, so I got to get on that. But I've just been horsing around. That's what I'm doing when I say I'm playing Final Fantasy 14. I know. I have a few months. It doesn't come out till January. So I got time.
I'm going to get a sign.
I know. I'm going to do it. My friends are helping me get through the raids. So
good.
We're going to finally get through the raids because I don't feel comfortable starting until I do the raids. So that's why I was waiting for people to help me with the raids. I'm afraid of being bad in front of strangers. So yeah, 14 all the time. I'm just always playing 14. I'm probably going to play 14 when we're done here. I still have to finish First Light, but I haven't felt like I had enough lock-in time. So I haven't been playing it. And last but not least, I did the All-Star Village. Philadelphia hosted the MLB All-Star game. So they had a really cool event. I got cheap coupon tickets, so I got to go. Super fun. They had a lot of freebies, a lot of things you could purchase, lots of food from around the what does that mean? Oh, I'm trying. Sorry, we're on a clock today.
No. I'm just saying the score, Shan. The score.
Oh, the score. I don't need to talk about the game.
Okay.
Listen, I never expect the National League to win because they have rarely won in the last 10 years. I expect them to do better. I'm glad Kyle Schwarber did so well. It was a heartbreaker home run derby. But, we were so excited for the guy that won. No hard feelings because it was an awesome home run derby at the end of the day. But, we really wanted Kyle to win because he was the home team guy. But they said that by the time, the guy actually won, the people in the crowd were chanting for his dad because he was sitting with Phillies fans. And even he was like, I get it. I get that they were, hemming and hawing, booing and everything because they want their hometown guy to win. But by the time I won, they were cheering and they didn't really care. It's yeah, we respect effort. And it was really cool that he got a bonus because he gets paid a lot less than Kyle Schwarber does. He also talked a lot about getting more black kids to play baseball, which, yes. And his parents were there. So I was like, you know what? I don't care. This was awesome. So yeah, but the game was not great. It was really boring. And the National League lost again. No surprise. But there was a really funny bit where, number one, Kyle Schwarber couldn't keep his microphone in his ear. And they just kept making fun of him. And number two, when Harper went up, Kyle was clearly hoping he would hit a home run because he was filming him from the dugout. And so the guys, the commentators, like, Kyle Schwarber's filming you right now, right? And it was really funny. They just cut to him with his cell phone. It was really funny. But yeah, but I went to the All-Star Village. They had food from other arenas. It was great. But what was really funny was before we left, we got in line at the Budweiser booth because we wanted to spin the wheel and there was this lady and she gave us a wristband, and then nobody said anything to us and the line didn't move and we were really confused. So my friend was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll go ask. And I said, great, thank you. And they came back and they were like, apparently we're in line to meet this guy named King Griffey Jr. And I grabbed their arms so hard. And I was like, did you just say Ken Griffey Jr.? And they're like, oh yeah, it must have been Ken. I was like, he's the GOAT. Like, he's one of the best to ever do it. Like, we're staying in this line. We're staying in this line. We're going to meet Ken Griffey Jr. He's a Hall of Famer. So, like, I was so excited. So I got to meet Ken Griffey Jr., shook his hand, told him how much of a pleasure it was to watch him growing up. Because it was. I told my family, and my brother got mad because he was like, I have a Ken Griffey Jr. Jersey. And you got to meet him? I was like, completely by accident. Completely. And it was, like, crazy because my train line got canceled. And we walked the Ben Franklin Bridge that morning, and it was really hot, but that was also really fun. So, like, the day was, like, up and down, and then I got in line for something thinking I was going to spin the wheel and get a koozie, which I did do afterwards. But I met Ken Griffey Jr. It was just really cool. Like, it was just, it was so cool. I have pictures. He's really tall. He looks great. And
jealous, Sam.
I couldn't believe it. Like, apparently he was here for the HBCU game. And so I didn't even know. I didn't know what I was in line for. But that, that's the point, that's what's fun about it. You go and you never know what's going to happen. I sat for lunch with a family from Houston. We talked for a little bit because they were visitors, asked them how their trip was going, and, and just getting to talk to people like who are visiting my fair country, of Philadelphia, specifically my fair country of Philadelphia, for whom I would die. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. The summer of Philly is over. But we clearly are the center of the universe because we got LeBron. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. Like every section was, and I met my favorite Philly artist, Dewani, who drew the Travis Konechny shirt I had. I got to meet her because she was doing an event there. So it was super fun. I obviously don't regret going because some crazy stuff happened. But yeah, it was a good time. Rip to the summer of Philadelphia. You were perfect while you lasted. Now it's back to normal Philadelphia, which is still great. It's still my favorite place in the world.
You guys have had a busy spring summer.
Yeah, we've had a lot of events. World Cup 250 and the All-Star game.
Yep.
It's crazy. I think we still have something else, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's as big as any of the other things, so I don't remember. I don't know, man.
Cool. What have I been doing? I went to Canada, which is the reason why we didn't do an episode 2 weeks ago. Saw the fam. Did some softball watching. Didn't see Ken Griffey Jr.
No.
Sadly. Yeah, just hung out for a few days, checked in on the folks. Did a little pilgrimage to the performance pool, swimming pool at the University of British Columbia, which was cool. Big pool. Big pool. Lots of water.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. Lots of swimming coaching. The last weekend. There'll be more this weekend. Then I'm going away. Hopefully we'll be business as usual here in a couple weeks for next episode. Did some Witch Spire. I got Ben's big wand. God. Amongst other items. Basically at the end of the early access content now. Cool game. Yeah, fun. Very good for the price, for the value, I would say. Momo and I did a little co-op. Did some co-op with a few other people as well. The only thing that kind of sucks about the co-op is that your characters have to be in that world, so you can't like do the characters and then kind of like bring your character to somebody else's world. You've got to create the character there. So it works great if you like start together, but not so great if you're like dipping in and out. But yeah, had some fun with that. And otherwise, I'm in a bit of a nostalgia kick at the moment. Probably partially for going back home. Watching the Matrix trilogy again, which is fun. Still stack up those films, which is cool. And then, as Jesse was mentioning, Broken Sword. I've had it on my wish list for a while, and then it went on sale. And I was like, it's on sale. And I happen to have another item that's in this bundle, which means I can get the whole thing for like £8. So, yes, I'll have that. No brainer. So I played about half an hour. Lots of nostalgia. I haven't played... I'm pretty sure I played the original, but I can't remember any of it. So, be looking forward to diving back into that and finishing it, or playing it at least. And then I've been doing some stuff on some indies in the background. That I've been doing playtests and stuff like that, which has been fun. So hopefully some will go in early access before the end of the year, which will be interesting to see. Yeah, I think that's everything for me. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. It's been a month, but that's the important bits. Shall we talk about this episode 58, guys?
Is it time for spoilers?
Jazzy, the spoilers are up. Episode 58 is on the topic. We've behaved ourselves. It's 47 minutes in.
Nice.
We got time to talk about 58. Let's run through the predictions if we can. It has now become a meme that I'm picking one word titles. Still suffering away.
Yeah, good. Get the red.
Pat guessed correctly with 3. Excuse me. 3 words. Maybe even we can say that she doubled up, since both episodes 58 and 59 were 3 words. In fact, and as we've established from Shan's previous spreadsheet, the is a common first word of the title.
Yeah, I should open my spreadsheet.
We got +2 on that. Dragons. We got 3 dragon yeses, which were all fails, because we had to wait an extra episode for that.
Yep.
Which means Shan was absolutely correct.
Sometimes you just have to look on the not bright side of things. Sometimes you gotta be a little pessimistic.
Or at least a little patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, Jesse. Well done. And we had a cliffhanger. We didn't really have a cliffhanger, so I think Momo will have to
yeah, I'm gonna
cry themselves to sleep over that one.
I'm gonna give them a green for that one once I find my spreadsheet.
Oh, you think there was a cliffhanger? Oh, a cliffhanger for like 59, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, 58, because they went through
yeah.
I consider that, because we have no idea where they ended up. It's
True.
like, oh, you're in the field. Let's end our session. And it's like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Where is the field?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yep. Radiant did not lick anything.
No,
in fact, he hasn't licked anything in quite some time.
He's been very good.
He's been behaving himself.
For now.
Cool. I'm trying to remember if there were any hair or clothing items that bore mentioning in 58.
Everyone just looked great.
Jazzy, do you remember?
I think it was that. That wasn't the first episode with Holly's rock look. That was 57.
Oh, it might have been. It might have been.
Because it's great.
It is great. It is great. I had wondered if she like literally came back directly from download.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, probably.
Let's have a
Of
quick
that,
look.
The timing would work, I think.
58. 58 was the rock look. Yes. It was good. It was good. Where would you like to start on 58, Andy?
We could start pretty much at the beginning. In it was,
If we must.
yeah. It was good that Harry confirmed exactly what changed with Kel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of,
That's the one I had to watch back, I think, because I was busy doing something. I had to watch the first like 20 minutes again. So remind me, we got that he's immune to fire. We got
bonus action summon for Hank.
Yep.
And the cauterizing fire. Some of that is essentially things that you would have gained eventually through the Circle of Wildfire, but were brought forward.
Got them a little earlier. Yep.
But it makes
What else?
thematic
What else are we
sense
on?
for it to have happened based on
100%.
the story. Yeah.
100%. Yep. I actually thought Harry might level them up again, but we're starting to get to the point where level ups are pretty massive. So
yeah, it's difficult to pace that because I'm having the similar sort of thing with my campaign because I think they're due another level up for fairly soon, but I want them to have finished part of what they're doing before they get to that point. And it's kind of like the more they're doing, they're adding on to additional things for the next level kind of thing. So
have you ever done 2 level ups adjacent? Have you ever said, no, you're not level 2 now, you're level 3? I don't think I've ever done that.
Not as a permanent level up. Spoilers for the end of the campaign that I finished with my original group, but in the last fight during it, they got an epic boon that basically bumped them up 2 levels. As part of the combat.
Got it.
So essentially they could then start casting 9th level spells for the last big part of the fight. Which
can you get temporary levels in 14, Shan?
Oh, what do you mean?
If you
Like a buff?
Yeah.
Not necessarily levels. But
attributes or skills.
Yeah, like maybe they'll give you a little. Sometimes if you run things, I don't know if this is only if you're running it in duty support, which is when you're given NPCs to play with instead of other players. Sometimes you get do they call it the echo? It might be the echo, where like if you die, rather than having to start the boss fight over, you're brought back immediately. You can just keep going. You get a little strength buff. Things like that. But not necessarily a level buff. No, it's usually like an attribute thing or like maybe a special attack specifically for the boss you're dealing with, or maybe sometimes you'll get a vulnerability up or down. Sometimes you'll get like they'll have mechanics that give you buffs.
Yep.
But yeah, no, never level.
Not level up or down.
No, just regular standard
I'm trying
level
to
up.
think if
Earn your EXP.
what, if anything, Harry's taken away. He's not taking any levels away.
HP,
but only once, right? For the face stripping hag thing,
Ugh.
right?
It's been part of the blight.
Oh, you're right.
consequences.
Yep. Part of the
Yeah,
blight.
that's what I was thinking. Because of course some have been blighted. There was the blight, the Radiant Lick blight as well.
Yes. The lick blight. What else? Has Harry taken... Harry hasn't taken any levels, right?
No, I was just about to say. I think the level drain is kind of not something that's as common as it used to be.
Yeah.
He's sort of introduced other forms of jeopardy, which we might cover when we talk about 59.
Yeah, and he hasn't taken any levels away. Has he had any attribute penalties? I'm trying to think.
Done disadvantage for various things like.
Of course, yeah.
Like when they've been hung over.
Yeah, but I can't remember any like attribute penalties or anything like that. But as you say, Andy, maybe it's more... I'm thinking more like 2014 rather than, or even...
Third edition, second edition.
Third edition, it was like all the time. Second edition as well.
Yeah.
Level drain. And attribute penalties.
I think there is still a couple of things that do strength drains, like the wraiths and things like that, but he's not really done much undead.
Level drain, D&D 5th edition. What can do level drain? Maximum hit point reductions. Apparently they were all intentionally removed. Okay. From 5th edition. So no level drain. Level drain as it existed is completely not present in 5th edition. There you go. So nothing can do it. Or at least, I mean, it is Harry's homebrew. He could decide to...
DM's discretion.
Yeah, he could decide to do it, obviously. Or do it temporarily. I guess that's a bit like what exhaustion is also supposed to try and do. And I don't know whether... Has Harry ever done anything exhaustion? I'm trying to remember. I don't think so.
Not to an extreme extent. I think he's imposed it once or twice.
Once or twice, yeah.
Just for,
yeah,
shenanigans.
I'm pretty sure Radiant once did because he didn't want to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can speak about someone who didn't want to fall asleep in a later bit.
And inspiration, I think he's just kind of like given them advantage on certain things. He hasn't really said, you can have inspiration and then hold this for later or whatever. Yeah.
Given that we might see a slowing down the leveling, do you think gear might come into play a bit? Because of the equipment they've all got.
I sure as hell hope so, Jazzy.
They seem a little bit under-equipped for a sort of mid-level party.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this in the watch party about armor class being very low, right?
Especially for Elowen.
Yeah. And you'd be amazed, like, the difference in one value, right?
I don't think anyone has... I think no one's armor class is above 16. Minus spells. Oh, no, I think Cal might be 17 now.
Yeah. But then he wouldn't have taken attribute, so I don't think. I don't know. I don't think so, Jesse. I don't think his AC would be. Would it be Would it be 17 now? Anyway, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I gotta figure that yes, that
then that's a way of boosting, particularly for the less magically inclined.
Yeah,
where
armor class is especially important.
Yeah.
For those, and also potentially items that increase the saving throw rolls.
Which again, for Elowin's a big deal because it means she's more likely to take a risk on situations.
100%. Yep.
And be able to participate a bit more alongside the more magical.
And yeah, I mean, as we saw in combat there in 59, obviously, and I know we're not talking about that quite yet, but yeah, it's just like higher level monsters got lots of hit dice. You know, especially if they're casting spells, best thing happens is you end up taking half damage, right? It's nasty. It can be really nasty. So yeah, I hope so, Jazzy. I hope so. I know Harry is not doesn't like his PCs. It seems to be loot goblins. But yeah, if he's increasingly going to add additional risk, there's going to have to be some things to counter that, especially given that the group doesn't exactly play optimally, shall we say.
How dare you say that?
and I think we'll get to exactly what that means as we get closer to talking about 59. Cool. Anything else on early parts of 58? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know how early this was, but this is something that Holly covers in Ellie's diary. About the scene with Elowin and Cal. Is that early or is that a bit later?
That's early.
It's pretty early, yeah.
Because it's my favourite moment of the episode. I just couldn't remember when within the episode it was. But Ellie's diary, it's revealed that there was a pre-episode discussion. So spoilers for Ellie's diary. Holly and Doug did have a conversation before filming because they've had some really good one-on-one moments previously, and they kind of talked a little bit about this again. And they had this situation where Kelness was feeling a little, had just gone through his little upgrade and his little promotion, and there was this lovely little scene where he and Elowin walk off, and Kelness does the most wonderful gift possible and gifts Elowin the chance to speak to the trees. Because, of course, as Holly does mention in Ellie's diary, she has a strong connection to trees and forests, albeit in a very different way to Kelness and Laffy and the walking trees. And the idea that trees could walk, how ridiculous is that? And talk as well. And there she gets to communicate with the trees, and it's just such a beautiful moment, and it gives Elowin something non-combat related, and it was just lovely. I do really like Kellowin. I call it Kellowin moments. Are just lovely. So that particular scene where Kelness using his new powers, gets the trees to speak to. And of course, her dice rolls don't quite give her that full experience, but actually I think it makes it even better because it shows something distinctive to what Kelness has with her. So she gets snippets of things, but she gets enough affirmation from it as well that she knows that there is much love her way.
Yeah, I think the two of them are the kind of closest we have to that, that person who sits at the table and puts their hand on your shoulder and is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And we haven't seen it happen in real time yet. I think we've had it happen where the two of them have talked to each other kind of off camera and be like, actually, maybe we should slow down here. So I look forward to the first time it happens spontaneously. And I think that'll be a pretty cool moment.
I do think it's funny how you do get these different pairings in certain moments in episodes, but the energy for each pairing is completely different. So like Elwood and Radiant have this spiky, spicy sibling thing going on. And you don't get it often, but Dolly and I, there's often quite a bounce between the two. I still remember in episode 12 where they'd cut away to Dolly trying to teach I how to function in the world because she's quite street savvy. And it's quite comical. They have quite a comical kind of dynamic. And I'm trying to think what pairings you don't see very often.
What
I'm trying to think what, because there's certain pairings you don't necessarily see. Like you don't see a lot of I and Elowen, I don't think.
No, and despite the fact that she does have all the reading books, we haven't had too much about that.
Yeah.
We also don't see a lot of Radiant and I either. We have had the famous platonic moment in a tree hammock.
Oh, no.
Which was wonderfully fan-arted.
But that's fairly rare. Actually, Dolly Kelmis, also fairly rare, I would say. Can't think of any.
Yeah, I can't think of many, actually.
No.
But then that means we've got those moments still to come, potentially, and offer something new that we've not seen before.
I do wonder sometimes, though, where they're sitting in the table, how much that factors into some of this stuff, right? I have been very curious for a while whether they would switch up the seating arrangement, but it doesn't seem like they have any plans to do that at all. So
one thing I noticed actually with Legends of Acheroth was that when they did, obviously, the only change was Harry was sat where Aoife would normally sit, and everyone else was where they would normally sit.
Yeah,
they've all got their favourite seats.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Was it for DrKagon that Harry was sitting beside Ben?
Yeah, because they honoured us.
Oh man, that's a wild ride with the two of them in that. Yeah, it's interesting, as you say, Jazzy, the one-on-one interplay and how that has evolved over time, for sure. For sure. Because I do think that a lot of people felt like, oh, well, Doug and Ben are going to have this bromance that kind of, just goes through the whole, and that really hasn't been the case. And despite the kind of like wine, oh, we both like wine, Elowyn and Dolly, the two of them haven't been like the soul sisters, doing everything together and confiding in each other on everything or anything like that either. Which I think we're probably all better for, that those kind of obvious one-on-one pairings really haven't been there. But got another 50 episodes to go probably, so. chance for that. Time for that.
Yeah, speaking of one-on-ones, I think the next kind of thing that I wanted to bring up was the Dolly and Kel one-on-one that was shortly after the break, when she showed him the 2 figurines that she'd found.
Yep.
Well, that was really nice, because he was asking her to finish the one that he hadn't finished, and he didn't. He was trying to reassure her that it didn't have to be perfect. It was just, you do your best, and if his quote is, "If it is me as you see me now, it will be good," which I thought was
interesting.
Very nicely said.
Interesting framing. I can't remember. Did Aoife roll a nat 20 on the
investigation? Yeah.
Investigation, yeah. I couldn't remember if she rolled it on the investigation or whether she rolled it on the subsequent what the heck are these or not. Yeah.
I don't think Harry even asked her to roll for
finding them.
To work out what they were. It was because I think he described it that Doug had already given enough of a description of Iriana that one of them was obvious, and the other one just being a blank-faced sort of humanoid was easy enough to fill in the gap, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very cool. Trying to think of what else. We're now probably getting in towards the middle of the episode.
Yeah, that was just after the break.
It was the shortest episode we've had.
The next thing I had written down was Radian / Estalis growth, allowing him to see the stag. Finally.
Still don't know how Estalis is spelt.
No.
He didn't commit.
There's got to be an apostrophe in there somewhere, isn't there?
It'll be a symbol. It'll be just a symbol. The artist formerly known as Estalis.
Yeah. I wonder whether it will be leaked at some point with some photo with Ben's character sheet with it written on.
Yeah.
We'll be on it. We'll be on it in a flash as soon as we see that.
Exactly.
Next to the word Bertine.
Yeah. And a list of things he doesn't like.
Indeed, Shan. I guess before we get to the towards the end of the episode, I wanted to get your guys' feel on this difference in pacing. Jazzy and I talked about it briefly off camera the other night. How do we feel about this difference? Sort of the last 3, 4, 5 episodes where we've been 3 hours or thereabout, or even shorter, from a pacing perspective. Do you like that, Shan, or do you prefer the 3 hour and 45 epic?
You mean like the episode length?
Yeah, just the kind of pacing of the last few episodes and the shorter duration.
I'm not really sure, because
is it noticeable to you?
You're asking someone who has time blindness as a... I mean, it would depend, right? Because if there's more combat, obviously that episode goes by a little differently for me because I'm only half paying attention to combat, because I struggle to follow it, and half the time I don't think that, most of the time, not all the time, that there's story stuff worth looking for in it. So my notes just don't reflect that. And also half the time I'm exhausted by the time I get to the episode. So it's my perception of time is already wonky. Obviously it's nice when an episode runs a little shorter, feels a little shorter. For me personally, because I have more of a day to look forward to. But at the same time, you kind of want more. You're like, oh, I want
Yeah.
to know. Like, this episode ends as soon as they end up where they wanted to get. And it's like, oh, man, maybe we could have gotten more there. But at the same time, it's like, but where else would you stop? You know, like, when do you make Harry stop? When will he stop? And so it was kind
Yeah.
of nice to have a little bit of restraint there and to say, you know what, we'll stop here.
It
Like
was
keeping it shorter. But
it was certainly a natural stopping point. That's
Yeah.
for sure. That's for
Yeah.
sure. That's for sure. Anything else before we get to the visions?
Well, Kel tickled Radian, which I thought was
Yes.
an interesting choice for an adult man to tickle another adult man. But hey, man, you know, whatever floats your boat.
You do you.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys do you, man.
But
Have a good time.
how much of that was Cal and how much,
And how
of
much
that
was
was
Doug?
Doug?
God.
I think we've all accepted at this point that each of them is playing a self-insert of some of varying percentage.
Yeah. Sometimes Doug wants Kel to get a little Doug with it.
Mhm.
You know.
Indeed. Are you ticklish, Jazzy?
Yes. I was trying to think how to answer that, and I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, off usually.
Now we know why Jazzy hasn't been to MCM yet, because he's definitely afraid of.
I haven't
being
got
He's
Yeah,
tickled.
afraid of the
need to get-
tickler.
I need the armor from Yoshi P. See?
Yeah. Wait till you see this thing, Jazzy. You,
Oh,
no one
man.
will get you. No one will get you. You will be safe.
100%
I'm
safe.
going to make a little note to look at after film.
I was gonna
Yeah.
send somebody something I almost forgot to say to them, and will certainly forget to say to them by the time we're done. But now I'm gonna get Jazzy the picture so he can understand what he's looking at.
What he's
here.
getting into. What he's getting
Yeah,
himself into.
Add an image. Add an image. and I
It
think
weighs
I
like
think
4 kilograms, man.
Wow.
It weighed like
that's a lot.
4 to 5 kilos. Yeah.
That's a lot for a cosplay.
Yeah, I mean, because people asked. I mean, Holly told us how much the shields weighed because somebody asked because she was, you know, she was on her phone while she was like off to the side, but like the shields at least were like 1.7. Because someone asked Yoshi P when they were talking to him, and he said like the suit was like over 3 kilograms, and the shields were like nearly like
2
between
kilograms each, or
yeah,
whatever.
but or no, like either like probably 1.5 each or something like that. So like they had 2 people carrying each one.
Yeah.
Like there were like 3 or 4 community members who came to take the shields from him.
believe
It
it.
wasn't just
I
Holly.
believe it.
Yeah, I'll look this up for Jazzy.
Are you ticklish, Andy?
No.
No, not at all.
I used to be, but I can't remember what age it was that I suddenly just became not ticklish.
Are you ticklish, Shan?
Probably. You know, it's not something you think about until somebody like gets you.
Until somebody tickles you.
Until somebody gets you, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know he cosplayed Thancred for Shadowbringers. That's fun. But yeah. Sorry, I was trying to find a picture that's not a video
Ah,
so that I don't interrupt the vibe. But yeah, like I would assume I'm probably ticklish somewhere. My sides, maybe. I don't know. Never. You can't tickle yourself, really, is the thing.
that's true. You cannot.
So it's like, how do you know? How will they know?
Your siblings didn't tickle you?
Oh, they probably did, yeah.
You blocked it out.
I don't remember half of my childhood. You know how it is. No, you probably don't know how it is.
Comment
Time is
below.
not a circle for me. Time is it ends. Like it goes.
Time is a river.
Time is
Yeah. Yeah, I was deathly ticklish as a young child.
They got him.
To the point where you could just like, you don't even have to tickle. You can just like make the movement that you were tickling. But then later on, and in adolescence, I can pretty much do anything to me now.
Cool. I found a Reddit
No
thread.
tickling.
Perfect. I got you guys.
But my daughter is very ticklish.
I do love how you have Kelness as this. I love the way he was described as a sort of Anakin Skywalker that never turns bad kind of thing. But I couldn't imagine Anakin Skywalker tickling Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Or Qui-Gon Jinn, even.
Yeah.
Too serious.
Qui-Gon totally would, though.
He
Totally.
would.
Qui-Gon is mischief.
Do you? I think Yoda would have tickled.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, or been tickled. Okay, I won't try and show that, Shan.
You don't have to show it. You can take a look at it in your now in your spare time. There's 4 pictures.
Homework
to click through.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Homework.
Yeah.
All right. Jazzy, Andy, how are you guys feeling about the pacing? You like the shorter? Not really noticed.
That it kind of did. It was the right point to end it, but it also at the same time felt like we could have had more. But I don't know if continuing would have been any better, because it probably would have gone on too long.
Then it would have been abrupt, I think. Yep.
Yeah, and it would have been an abrupt ending. But you've got to go with how the story feels at the time, and I think for the most part, the pacing is just about right for them. They haven't gone as long as any of like the Critical Role episodes have done.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Or anything like that, and they've not been so short that you feel like you're cheated out of content kind of thing. So
I don't think I've ever felt like anything was too short. Yeah, for sure. Or rushed. Maybe that's the better way of. I've never felt like anything has been rushed.
Yeah.
Jesse, you? I know we've talked about this a little bit already, but
yeah, I've quite liked it, to be honest. Even though I've sometimes said that at least one of my favourite episodes is the 5-hour epic of episode 32. I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's like partly because I'm often up at 6 a.m, and I don't really want to be up at midnight or 1 a.m. if I can, unless I've got some fair warning. But no, I think I like the fact that it feels like part of the reason why it feels like it's gotten a little shorter isn't because they're doing less, but because it's just a little bit more concise, because I think they seem to know a little bit more about what they're doing. The episodes do tend to have a little less combat in. The frequency of combat is less. The encounters are more bite-sized, so it's easier to get these natural points, whereas a lot of the longest episodes are the combat-heavy ones, like 32 or 22 for that matter. Quite combat-heavy with minis and all sorts, and it's you almost have to make it worth the effort, so you do these epics. Whereas if you're just doing story bits, you can kind of just let the episodes fall naturally. And we talked about cliffhangers before, and I think it's quite interesting that we've had 2 episodes that we're talking about today that both have quite well placed endings, where yes, you could have gone on a bit, but then where do you end it after that? It didn't feel, and I think the fact that it doesn't feel rushed, like you may watch a live show and they've got to rush because they're going to get kicked out of the NEC or whatever. Or sometimes, like, one minor criticism I sometimes have of Ox Venture is they often have like an hour and a half, and it feels like you've just got started, and it's a bit episode of the week kind of feel, where they have to rush through it a bit, and some people, and you don't really, and some of their characters then don't get a chance to do much. I feel like usually, even with like 2-hour 20 episode, you're giving everyone a chance to do something. Sometimes Elowen, being quite combat heavy, doesn't get, it's harder for her to have some special moments. But of course, in episode 58, she has a wonderful moment.
And no combat, right? Yeah.
Well, exactly. And there's quite a lot, and it's not just the last 2 episodes, but I think I said it about episode 56 as well. Very complete. There's lots of everything in there. And, okay, there wasn't combat in 58, but you got some nice gentle lore, you got some lovely character moments, and then you got some proper story drama, and then an ending that makes you think, well, what on earth's going to happen now? What?
Yep. Where the heck are they, etc. Yeah, I agree. I certainly haven't felt like, I know we put a lot of, maybe an undue amount of emphasis on the episode length because we are watching them live and it's 8 p.m. UK. And, a 4-hour episode can be a bit of a slog. And
even worse for our European friends.
Yep. Who are, yes, +1 from the UK. So, yeah, it can be a lot. But yeah, I mean, certainly haven't felt cheated, even though we had the shortest episode that we've had. The only thing I wondered about, and this is just one of these probably Ben not remembering type things, is the forest kind of promised him that it would tell him something. And obviously I expect we'll have time for that potentially to happen. And I was wondering whether they would, Kel would kind of take him aside a little bit. But then you've got him and Elwyn went and did their moment of talking to the trees, and then you're like, well, now it's Radiant's turn to talk to the trees. It just felt like it wasn't the right time.
I kind of feel like Radiant's going to get his moment when he meets the purple dragon.
If he meets the purple dragon?
If he meets Noodle.
Mm-hmm. The purple dragon. Yeah.
And that's how the forest will give him his answer, is through the dragon. Or another dragon. One of these, which we'll come on to. But
yes, these elder dragons.
Yeah, maybe that's how he'll get his answers, because they're taking him to the place where he lost his memory.
Yeah, good question.
Maybe.
Good question. Cool. Shall we talk some visions? Because this was like I've never seen spoiler chat as hoppin' as after 58.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Jazzy was eating well.
Not just me.
There were several people eating well.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have. Nah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that possibility off content. What were we thinking? I mean, I don't think we need to recite. How many did we had 5 in total, right? One for each of them, basically.
One vision per person, as I remembered in the 59 rewatch. Each person got an individual vision. They weren't a collective vision.
And they weren't. I think Harry mentioned that they weren't necessarily targeted to one individual. Each of them, depending on how they rolled, could have got any of them in any order. Right?
He specifically said he had pre-written one that he intended for Radiant, but then decided to add the other 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just based on that roll, which originally when I was looking at the numbering, because both Aoife and Holly rolled 6, that I thought they should have gone ahead of Keln, but he asked them to re-roll, so he basically used their new number as the ordering.
Yep.
Which is why Kel went second after I, in reverse order of their numbers.
Yep. Jazzy, kick us off. What are you thinking these things mean?
I part of me feels like they were done almost for the benefit of the community as much as the players. I feel like they wanted to give us some meat to chew on and debate and discuss, but I think also for the players, because the players themselves were going wild over it and speculating too. I think some of the visions speak for themselves. I think the one with themselves and Phelan,
Yep.
kind of, it is what it is, and it's quite interesting. In episode 59, they do kind of talk about those visions a bit. So I feel like that one was quite interesting. There was some debate over the second vision, so that would be the one in the cavern, where you've got this is a gem encrusted stone platform with runes that glow. And then you've got this figure with it's quite a visceral description of like skin kind of degloving off the body and that. And there's still debate because it hasn't been resolved yet as to whether what we were witnessing was a creation. I literally put Genesis of the Dragons, a little Doctor Who nod there for people, or a teleportation gone wrong. You know, I was a bit unsure of that, but. And I just put, what was it? I put in my notes here. It said heat, smoke, cries, and volcanic. What could that mean? It felt a bit dragony, maybe.
Certainly.
Because there's that thing of, are the visions trying to, why are they telling us now? Or is it just something to enrich our understanding of the world and Phelan and that thing? It's like, are we reading too much into it, and is that why we've been given that, is to make us read too much into something? So yeah, I thought that one was quite
The other theory I liked about that I saw someone wrote, I think it was in one of the comments on the YouTube rather than in Discord, was could that hand that have reached through been the spinner? Because he has bound his hands so to cover up essentially the fact that he's got no skin. But I don't know how that would fit in terms of timeline, or when these visions would have meant, because it could be, I mean, obviously I fell into the same trap as Alex did originally for the themselves and Theolon thing, with her putting a hand over her belly thinking it was that child rather than, but then it later comes more obvious that it's related to the dragons, as we'll discuss in the next episode. But so that's obviously quite far in the past that vision took place. Doesn't necessarily mean that all of them are that far in the past, or even exactly true. As Radian said, you wouldn't necessarily trust the visions 100% because they could be false, or
manipulated in some way. Right.
It did make me question the timing of certain events, because it appears to imply that the dragons were created around the same time she was pregnant with the Spider Prince. It was implied that the great weakening of the gods happened 100 years ago, and that coincided with the birth of the Spider Prince. But what if the Spider Prince had been born sometime before that, and some other thing has caused the great weakening, and we don't know what it is yet, and it hasn't been revealed? Something else has happened yet to be revealed. It just made me question whether the things we've been told are as true as they've made out to be, or whether I was just reading too much into things and the dragons are only 100 years old.
100%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 58 plus 59, because I think these two things start to intersect with one another.
I would, from a D&D lore perspective, the dragons being 100 years old is not that good of a theory, I don't think, because I wouldn't necessarily know how old. I can't remember the name now of the dragon rider's dragon. Tago.
Tago. Yeah.
Tago. I would put Tago as more likely to be an adult, bordering on ancient kind of dragon, which would imply probably 1,000 years old, more than 100.
Same age as Reliquia, basically.
Well, and then Harry's saying in the action surge that the gods rode on dragons during the War of Sentiasa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is such a cool image, by the way.
Yeah.
It is, and I haven't seen yet whether anybody has done anything in fan art, but
There is a fan art, not for that depiction, but there is a great fan art depiction for 59. There's
Yeah.
a great one for 58 as well.
it just, I think what it implies, at least to me, is I think we were thinking, going kind of back to the end of 58 and the visions, it implies that the visions are much more related to the dragons than potentially a lot of us were initially thinking. I don't know that any of us really thought that they were related to the dragons at all. Up until, because I was 100% on your plane of existence there, Andy, with Theolon and themselves, and talking about that they need to go away and all of these types of stuff as the child, and maybe there were multiple children and all this stuff that many people were speculating on, right? I don't think anybody said, "Oh yeah, the dragons," right? Even though we knew that this was going to be potentially dragon related. I didn't see anybody really who had put two and two together there. And that does mean potentially that these are all, which would make sense. I mean, they were transported to the dragon nest, therefore it would make sense that the visions were dragon adjacent, right? Now, whether they're all dragon adjacent probably remains to be seen and heard, but I thought that was kind of an it just puts a completely different spin on everything.
I think for me, it's just that question of when was that conversation, because she was pregnant. But of course, the dragons could have been created a long time before.
Was she definitely pregnant? Was she definitely pregnant?
It's the
She
image
put her hand-
implies, because she's holding her stomach like an
Yeah, but
example, like the baby's kicking kind of thing.
I don't know if it's definitely that, or if it's just a motherly gesture.
Or it's what they want.
She's thinking about children, and that's kind of what.
Well, and that that she has more affinity to them because of something that happened in the past, or that the back to the idea of Radian having time there. Okay, well, do the Eladrin have some dragon affinity that we don't know about, which would also make sense. Oh, by the way, there's a dragonborn. We haven't had any explanation as to the lineage there, or why they are the way they are, or any of that stuff, right? And this is really intersecting now with 59, right?
I mean, I'm just thinking about a way to make all of the visions slightly make sense in relation to the dragons. In that,
Yep.
Well, maybe not the gem area. We know that there's a dragon that is in Radiant's backstory about related to that, but the creation of the dragons, I suddenly thought, could have been how the people that were worshipping whoever that was and pulling strands of hair through is how the dragons actually got created. And the battlefield and the subsequent other part of that could have been
celebrating life.
The actual gods fighting on the backs of dragons, causing that mass.
Yep. Yeah, if the dragons themselves originated from the Feywild.
Right.
What
if some of those images are from Sentiasa?
I think that there's a very high likelihood that that is the case, Jesse. Yeah. Yeah. Or Sentiasa adjacent locations. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a very high likelihood that that's the case.
Just when you mentioned there about the scene with the queen with the hair, having rewatched 59, and again, like you say, this is where 58 and 59 kind of come together here.
Mm-hmm.
That thing with the wounded dragon revealing like these threads spinning out, a bit like a stuffed toy that's been ravaged by a dog, a very naughty dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A dog
Where
cockle.
I
It's
got
like,
that.
are they stuffed with the hair of that queen?
Yeah. Could be.
Nobody asked the question, in Action
No.
Surge or otherwise, and I think Harry, in his kind of typical response, was like, "Yeah, I know why that is the is the case. You're gonna have to find out why that is the case."
And the other question I think would have been very useful to have asked is, how long has that corruption been in place in the nest? Because I have a theory that it's related to the fact that Themselves is actually dead now, and his magic is starting to unravel. Because the words were it's corruption or unraveling of the area that they're in. So I think Themselves probably put the nest in a separate plane of existence away from Reliquiae, Feywild, or anything. And because he's now dead, his magic is unraveling.
Yeah,
Which may be
or the
causing-
two of them did, right?
Yeah.
Or at least two of them, maybe
Yeah.
more than two of them.
Yeah, the fact
but
that both Thaelon and Themselves are dead, obviously.
Yep.
It's interesting you use the word unraveling. Now, first of all,
exactly.
have you caught Action Surge 59 yet?
I haven't all the way
Okay.
through.
It's a bit of a spoiler if I mention this, but the word unraveling comes up
Okay.
when Harry explains the mechanic of the environmental shenanigans. He describes it as there's basically an unraveling magic table.
Oh, yeah.
From Tasha's Cauldron.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did catch that bit, yeah.
I don't have Tasha's Cauldron, so I couldn't look it up, but it just, all these themes unraveling, it's all very linen-y, it's all very fabric-y, it's all very...
Strands of hair.
Strands of hair. It's all very textile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Textile. It just all feels... It feels linked, and I don't feel like I can be specific as to why, but it's just interesting. The word unraveling keeps coming up.
Keeps coming up over and over and over again. Yeah.
Does that mean we're onto something, or are we just down a wonderful blind alley?
Rampant speculation is all we have.
My favorite.
Jazzy. Can you sew, Andy?
Oh, no.
No?
No. I struggled to even sew on my Scouts badges when it came to that.
Jazzy, can you sew?
I can repair a hole in like very basically, but not brilliantly, but enough to give something like a few more washes.
You could sew a button back on then if I asked you to do that.
Probably.
I could probably do that if someone threaded the needle for me. I used to find that so difficult.
Shan, can you sew?
That feels like a sexist question. I'm kidding. Yes, I
You'll
don't know
notice
if
I
I'm...
did not ask you first.
Right. Yeah, that would have been really awkward. I can hand sew a little bit, but I do know how to use a sewing machine. Am I really good at it? Probably not, but I can get something done. Like I made a couple of my own masks during COVID. I can do that. I could probably, if I actually had time, energy, and a little bit more money, and enough practicing, I could probably make something. Because I made a bag in home ec when I was in middle school. But I have wanted to cosplay, so it's one of those things that I've thought about. But yeah, I can use the sewing machine and I can kind of hand sew.
Yeah, I used to be pretty good. My sister's very good to the point where she has a sewing room and patterns and all that kind of stuff, and made her gown that she went to graduation in and all that kind of stuff. So I used to help her and we used to do stuff together. But But yeah, this whole idea of unraveling the nature of what that means, and I'll be interested. Maybe it'll probably be gone from our minds. But maybe we know that some folks are going to MCM Birmingham, so maybe we can put that in their minds to ask Harry about whether he can sew and whether sewing is important to him. Because some of the language he uses and the context of that implies to me that he does, and that it is important to him. But maybe I'm reading too much into it.
One of the districts in Taliska was cloth based. The cloth was it the cloth fields?
The cloth
I've
fields.
slept in
He's had
Taliska.
them make their own garments. He's et cetera, et cetera. Like, yeah,
Gosh,
It's
yeah.
also tough because it could also just be thematic.
yeah.
Because
It's
like the
completely
fabric of
coincidental.
reality, the fabric of it's a common
It's a Wheel of Time adjacent kind of thing, isn't it? It would
Yeah.
be
yeah.
with the pattern and everything. So,
The pattern, yeah. It's like one of those things where, it's a thematic device, and it's like I forget, like not a turn of phrase, but something like that. It's like common writing language as well.
Yeah.
But I think specifically when you're talking about three separate, not realities, but realms. I think it's very easy to slip it into some sort of like fabric-based metaphor. And again, Wheel of Time is very much based in like their whole philosophy is kind of based through like weaving language. And so, it's could be something that got picked up there. It could be anything. He could be just throwing us off with his mysteries. His lies,
Certainly possible.
and his hair.
Oh, his hair.
It's full of secrets. Anyway,
It is.
Harry
It is
McIntyre's
interesting that
hair.
all of this stuff has
it's
also come
insured for
as
$10,000 and full of secrets.
has also come at a time where Harry's been growing his hair out as well.
Yeah.
Harry McIntyre.
Yes.
Whoa.
Ooh. Jazzy spitting facts here. Yeah,
I don't think it's going to go past his waist and go multicolored like the Queen in the
Yeah.
original, but you never know.
Who is she?
There's time.
Who is she?
there is
Who
time.
is that queen?
There is time. Yeah, I don't, as a storytelling device, yeah, it's a common one in fantasy, right? For sure. And in real life, when we talk about the fabric of time and all that kind of stuff.
It's because it feels appropriate because it's loose. It's flexible. It's it's a canvas. Even canvas is made of fabric. So yeah,
100%.
it's interesting how we use things in language. It's fun.
Yeah, how tangible our need to place things in a tangible sense that are
It's easier
completely
to
intangible.
imagine. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because it picks up more than one sense in that way. If you can picture it, you can also feel how it would, and maybe smell it.
100%. 100%. Now we're flashbanging Jazzy.
I was organising the screen. I was trying to be subtle.
Good. I'm glad I drew attention to it then.
I just realized one of my lights is off. Oh my god, that explains so much.
I mean,
That's fine. Like it worked out fine, but like I had a shadow earlier. And I was like, that's weird. Why do I have a shadow? And I happened to look up
that's
when Jazzy
why-
was talking.
yes. Okay, that
And
does explain much. Okay.
I realized this light is off. Obviously, I'm
off.
not going to turn it on now because then I'd have to adjust it in Logitech. But I'm glad I at least have an answer.
You
I was
know
like, why is my image weird?
All right. Anything else in 58 before I remove the 58 plus? 59? It's solely on 59 now? or primarily on 59. Yeah.
The only
To be
other
fair,
thing is,
59 starts with them talking about 58 anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Andy,
I think
anything else on
the only
58
other thing
you
I
want to
would
mention?
add from the action surge is Harry's confirmation that that themselves basically wrote the histories as his version of
Yep.
getting the truth out of it. And there was some talk about the gods that they had seen from the other sides of the
Yes, and the
virtuous.
fact that Radian would be the only one who actually knew what some of them were. Right?
Yeah.
I had a little hee hee ha ha, and I said this in the chat behind spoiler tags, but when Harry started describing Aoife's vision, or Dolly's vision, and you could just see Ben's face as he realized what was happening, and I was like, oh my god, look at Ben. Like, it was just really funny, and I was like, I wonder if he's gonna tell her he's seen that before, because, like, I was like, that would be an interesting, funny little thing. But it was really funny watching his face through the entire description. And I was like waiting to see if like Harry would say that he was there because of the vision as well. And I was wondering if Ben was thinking that too because of the look on his face. So convenient edit away from smash cut away from Dolly's vision. But yeah, I was like, a hill, you say? Surrounded by bodies, you say? Crows, you say? Oh, there's a tent on the hill, you say?
When he first started describing that, because Dolly had a vision of her being on top of a pile of bodies as well, didn't she? As the new leader of the
Spider
Web.
Queen, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. We want to say anything about the possible changeling?
That was crazy.
Uh,
What did I write? What did I write?
It's one of those, like, I've listened to it back twice already. I probably need to do a third time now that we've watched, now that we've seen 59.
That was where it changed into I want to see him again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then changed into him. And I wondered, is that Starless's image? Is the changeling turning into a Starless?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of these, Jazzy, where for a moment, I was like, oh, Harry Reborn theory. Well, maybe it's not reborn. Maybe he's a changeling.
That was the other thing I thought was, what if Radiant's a changeling and themselves lied just because he wasn't ready to reveal?
Or he didn't know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, or he didn't know.
That would be something.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was I want to see him took a specific form. Why is that form significant, and who was asking?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to watch it again. Especially now that we've seen 59. Cool. Let's do 59 then. Early 59.
You mean How to Train Your Dragon 2? That's
all
all I could think about when, like, she showed up riding the dragon and it was a long lost lover. I was like, this is like in How to Train Your Dragon 2 when his dad follows him to the island and his mom is there and she's a dragon rider and they're reunited after a long period of time and they have a son together. It just made me laugh, but I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to be that guy being like, Harry, is this How to Train Your Dragon? Well, I mean, this all happens very early in the movie.
Yeah.
That's
Spoilers
not the story.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Spoilers for the first act of How to Train Your Dragon 2. But yeah, that was the first thing I thought of because I love that trilogy. But it was like such a specific image when he was like, oh, she looks like she's been living in the wild, and like character from who's she played by? She was played by was it? Oh my God, why is her name escaping me right now? It's like one of those famous English actresses. and for some reason her name is escaping me. But like she shows up like she's been living in the wild and she kind of forgets how to deal with people because she was living with dragons.
It's Kate Blanchett, no?
Kate Blanchett, that's what I was thinking. Yes, thank you. I was about to say the woman from Tar, which crazy choice to make when I'm picking roles that Kate Blanchett has played. Because the other one I was thinking of was
you threw
Hella.
me because she's Australian, but yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It's been a long time since I thought about her actual origins.
English.
Well, she always plays English people, like English or Americans. She never plays an Australian person, which is normal for Australian people. Because look what they did to Nicole Kidman. But yeah, so like it's one of those things where I was sitting there like, you know, oh, this is crazy. This is just like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Definitely.
I love that movie. I love all three of them.
I did think it was kind of it was really interesting. And this is the second time now where we've had a combat where the cast have just been absolutely
whiffing it.
Like so afraid, right? Like so afraid.
You got the yips.
Yep. Just like but then like afraid but then not afraid, right? Like Radian wanted to go up and just like have a parlay. Right?
Just wanted to talk to some dragons.
Talk to some dragons. And the rest of the party is just like, no, let's like, I don't know, Black Hawk down this thing. And I thought it was kind of interesting. This probably gets into like more action surgery related stuff, but they just don't even know what dragons are. They have no concept of how dangerous or not dangerous this is, right? And while, you know, sort of during all that, I was thinking like, how dangerous actually is this? And Harry hasn't really explained that. And I thought it was interesting. I think it was our Harry, the mod, who was like, maybe it wasn't, who said, we used to figure out how big, maybe it was Kenneth actually, how big dragons are and the significance of how the dragon is based on how large it is, right? Relative to like how many feet long is the tail or whatever. I can't remember who said that.
I think it was Kari as well, because from her campaign. But yeah, because I was thinking, because after hearing Harry just say he was deliberately not saying the actual phrases for the age categories of them. You also do need to give your players some kind of indication of how big they are in comparison to another animal that they are familiar with.
Yes.
So a wormling bronze dragon is probably the size of a horse in terms of length, but not in height and broad and muscly as a horse, that kind of thing. You could say. Because it did feel a bit like he was deliberately obscuring some of the facts that they wouldn't metagame. And I know they're not. I know they're not that kind of people, but dragons are so iconic in this setting that people naturally have a lot of thoughts about what they are and how they behave and how dangerous they are, that it kind of seeps in without you realizing how much it's affecting what you're doing. Because I think Aoife in particular was, and that seep through Dolly, was very afraid of that encounter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Harry was also trying to make points that, because he injured one of them with the silver attacking one of the bronze, that he thought it was definitely an encounter they could win. And I think they would have won very handily had they decided to just go all out. You know, but in some respects, it also augmented them.
Yeah,
because if there were two wormlings and one young silver dragon, there's no way that Silver Dragon should have done that much damage as per the actual stats in the monster manual.
I mean, go ahead, Jess. Sorry.
In the action surge, because in the watch party, when people were talking about what age they thought they were, there was a lot of predictions that basically put the dragons one age higher than they actually were.
Yeah.
And it seemed like in the action surge 59, I think Harry, when he talks about what they actually were, I think he does explain that some of them were boosted a little. At the same time that Harry does comment on the fact that, and he quoted himself saying, you can all be bunched up, which I think didn't help that they strategically made themselves incredibly vulnerable to an area of effect situation. So there's probably a bit of that going on where the danger was made worse by the strategic placement.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And this is one of these situations where if you set something up like this and you blast them, you basically almost kill them with one attack, right? Effectively.
Not really.
I mean, half of them passed the saves, right? Or I think all of them passed the saves.
They all did, thankfully.
So if they don't all pass the saves, it's like 50 whatever damage, right?
11d8, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Andy and I were
11d8,
having a good chuckle about whether it was the 2014 or the 2024 number of D8. But so if you blast them and basically take half or more of the party down to like 10 HP left in one attack, or the potential that was the case if a few of them, didn't pass the saves, that is signaling that this is very dangerous, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it really is.
Although they also had the means which they used to heal themselves almost. I think they completely heal as well?
You are giving all of the right answers, Jazzy, right? To how you deal with that situation. But the breath weapon plus the flying resulting in Elwyn not being able to make an attack, right? And then being encouraged not to attack, definitely, I think, got them into this feel that this was not a winnable encounter, right?
It could quickly spiral, couldn't it, from that point to a TPK situation. And the confusion about what they were trying to do from the start.
Do you think this is a situation where theatre of the mind had its limits a bit because you needed to understand the size of what you were dealing with, the landscape, the setting,
maybe
all of that, the placement of each other?
I think this is also, at least for me, Jazzy, it's this very tricky line between. I'll be really interested to see what Andy thinks about this. Is that this really tricky line between the beauty of the mechanics being known such that you kind of have a sense about what your character should know and what they shouldn't know, whereas here you don't really have that advantage. So the kind of, oh, it's a dragon, they spit things, us being all together in a small area is probably not a great thing. And yes, it's a dragon, etc., etc. You knowing something about the setting and what your characters would know helps you in that context, right? Whether you think that's metagaming or not, or whatever else, right? Or to the extent of which, right? And no, we're not going out there with a tape measure measuring the length of the tail, which tells us what type of dragon it is, right? But
or whether it's got backward sweeping
horns or whatever else, right?
Yeah.
That at least you have some sense of just like how dangerous this is and how dangerous it isn't, and what this thing is likely to be able to do, right? It's kind of like if any of us were to meet a grizzly bear on a forest path, right? Our immediate reaction would not be, oh, it's a dog, I get to go and pet it, right? Like,
It's freeze,
Yeah.
back away slowly.
Yeah, I mean, we know something of we know enough of the natural world, right? And depending on what type of person we are, we know more or less, right?
Yeah.
And that's something we would think about in our character, right? If we were playing a character in the physical world as we know it, right? So that did feel to me kind of not deliberately, but just unfortunately, it almost like two people talking past each other and not fully understanding. I think it worked out fantastically well.
Yeah.
I don't regret I don't wish it had turned out any differently.
Yeah.
Right? I think it turned out fantastic. But that was one of those cases where I was like, actually, yeah, you don't need to have people. It's kind of like the discussion they had previously about initiative, right? It's like, if I say you're an initiative, then you are fighting these people, right? It's not the time for you to be like, oh, are we fighting? Are we not fighting? Right?
And you've got to talk in your kind of terms. You can't really talk out.
Exactly.
I can't remember what episode it was when they had that, when Ben basically pulled them out of combat and basically had that brief
the strategy session.
Strategy session, because it's almost, it needed just a touch of that at the very beginning for Radiant to say, look, I've got a contingency here to protect us from practically everything. So initially, can we just go up and try and talk to them, and then I'll just ping up this wall of force if it turns bad. That's all he really kind of needed to say, and then people would have kind of reacted accordingly, I think, based off that. And it kind of fell where it did because of the initiative order, that people were still ahead of him trying to act in a aggressive manner, and he was trying to pull it back. But
calm down. Yep.
But it's the second encounter in a row where a single player's ability saved the day. So just as Kelnus did his thing to
Aura Vitality,
Yes.
That's the one. Obviously, Radiant does it this time with Wall of Force.
But yeah, like Doc was saying about the player knowledge bit, it's almost too much for Harry to have seeded this before this episode, but at some point there could have been a discussion around what people know about dragons in the lead up, because they knew they were going to Lathy to try and find dragons. It could have been seeded at some point for someone to say, oh, well, I've heard stories about dragons, they can do this, blah blah blah. And that would have somewhat compensated for the player knowledge versus character knowledge disconnect.
Definitely. It was that time for that NPC with the question mark above their head where you're like, oh, I'm going to go on a little lore quest now, and I'll figure out what these things are about before I go to the zone where those things might be. Yeah.
But as a DM, you don't know when to do the lore dump.
Yep.
Or just let your players F around and find out, as they have done now.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. I don't know whether they feel more or less confident about any dragon combat now.
Yeah, I would say they probably feel less confident.
Less confident? Considering they did have dragon combat back at the top of the
Sanctum,
when they were all at like half HP or less with no spell slots and everything.
To fight Carvilius, or at least survive Carvilius.
Yeah. Maybe Shan is the best person to ask this question, Shan. So it's like,
what?
you're a relatively new player. You now have some experience in watching what happens and what this combat all means.
Watch what happens live, yeah.
Right. what did you think when all this was happening? Were you very afraid? Were you?
I mean, I definitely was like, this seemed like a bad idea. I mean, I was like, again, I'm half the time for combat, I'm like paying attention, but only like just, and I don't take any notes because it's like I have to do something else so I can like focus on it. But as like bad things started happening, I was like, maybe we should stop fighting. Maybe. When Kel lost the spell slot, I was like, this seems maybe bad.
Yep.
Perhaps, gentlemen and ladies, but I just like saying gentlemen. It's one of those words that I'm like, perhaps, gentlemen, we should not start our engines, and we should in fact reverse very quickly now, please. Like,
might be time to run away now. Yeah.
It might be time to F1 outside of Andy's house. Like, I think it's time we stop. We are not Hamilton. Stop. Cease and desist. Or to quote one of my favorite memes, that Michael Jordan, stop. Get some help. Yes. But yeah, at some point I remember thinking like, this seems like a bad idea. Like, did I write something? I just wrote fight time with dragons. Okay. And then I also wrote Radiant tries to convince the dragons they can save them, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure that'll work. Good job.
Yep.
We're here to help you. Like, it very much felt like one of those like animated movie moments where like a character says like, wait, like, because they sense that there's a misunderstanding and they get punched before they can finish the sentence. Fully expecting Radiant to get like yeeted and yoded mid sentence,
picked up by the dragon. And
because you're
dropped
literally
somewhere.
You watch them tear up animals right in front of you, animals that are the size of people. And you're just like, oh yeah, let's go talk to them. You don't know those dragons? Stranger danger. And plus then we found out they were messed up.
I mean,
but,
yeah.
I just remember thinking, this might be a bad idea, guys. We might be outclassed here.
Yeah, the knowledge that...
somebody's home.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody's home, or we're supposed to have storms tonight. So I don't know if it's Storms or Mother, but they sound very funny. Sorry about that. They just heard like two different tones.
Yeah.
Like a music, like they were singing, and I was like, "What is that?"
Dragons.
Yes.
Dragons.
The two dragons are upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
I was
Go ahead,
thinking
Andy.
that the knowledge that necessarily I, from the kobold perspective, and Kelnus from, although he wasn't raised as a dragonborn, may have some instinctive connection, but I don't think even their kind of stories and their knowledge of what have been passed down would even apply in this situation necessarily. I think Thaelon and themselves put these dragons in the nests and basically left them to go feral. So I don't think there's any kind of structure or hierarchy or anything that...
This is one of these where I think it could have gone where player knowledge potentially and character knowledge might have worked against them a little bit, right? Because having a bit of knowledge and knowing that, well, actually...
They can
silver
be
and gold
with...
and bronze dragons tend to be good, aligned, and they're not just going to attack you for the sake of attacking you and all that. Does fit into the Radiant, well, we should just go talk to them. They're good. Dragons are usually good. So, the colors that you're mentioning usually mean good dragons. Therefore, we should talk to them, right? And then to realize that then to find out that they're corrupted, right? Only later on. I would have loved to hit the quick reload on this one and see what they would have done if they would have just kind of gone in there and then, or if Dolly had done the dimension door, which I think is what she was planning to do, go in there and talk, and because I think that's what she was planning to do before I decided, hey, because go and send you down, and then the jig was up at that point.
Yeah.
As soon as the dragon effectively rose up above the ridge, right?
I believe Dolly Nat won to stealth at that moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jingle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. Yes.
That's the one.
Woof, woof, zoom. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. We've talked around it enough.
Is it?
We've delayed enough. You're among friends, Andy. Tell us what the spell Wall of Force has done to you. Has it touched you in inappropriate places?
To be honest, I've not had any really bad times with it. I think it's only come up really a handful of times in total of me playing D&D. There's certain types of players that gravitate towards having that in their arsenal. Other players prefer to just keep blasting and not worry about the control aspect of it. And I get the whole reading it rules as written versus DM interpretation and the flame wars and everything that went through Reddit on it, but I don't think there's any right way or wrong way to use it, as long as you're in agreement at the table that you're at how that's going to be used on that day.
Yep.
It may be that in retrospect, after it happens on that session, the DM says, actually, next time you use it, we're going to tweak it slightly. We're going to remove that aspect of it or whatever. But because you can get really, really into the details of how it says nothing physical can pass through that, because technically that could be sound. And in the case that they created the dome, you could say, well, if you leave this up, you're basically filling the dome up with your own carbon dioxide that you're breathing out, because nothing can escape.
Yeah.
And you're going to suffocate in here if you don't.
If you don't, let it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, so the extremes of it, I don't think are worth pursuing, but some people obviously think about that. And
they want to be right. Right. I liked, and I forget who mentioned this.
Was it?
Well, I forget who mentioned this, but it might have been Doug. That, like first edition, second edition, even like Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2 time, right? Late 90s, early 2000s. It really was just what your DM decided it was. Like there wasn't some big flame war, or there wasn't like go on Google and search what 500,000 people think about this, right?
Yeah.
Like you decided at your table what you thought about it, and then it was over, right? And I liked the way that they just kind of didn't make too much of a deal about it, because anybody who's been D&D adjacent for any period of time will know that Wall of Force is a discussion point. Just like Chromatic Orb is a discussion point, and a bunch of other things, including Silvery Barbs, etc., are discussion points, right?
Yeah.
About how you handle them at your table. And they didn't spend a lot of time debating the nuance. They just kind of went with it, which I quite like and feels kind of natural. It's like, well, that's how it works. Well, then that's how it works here, right? Which I quite liked.
Harry mentioned in Action Surge how it was Wall of Force that the spinner used in episode 38. Those periods of time where so it seems like Harry has a sense of how it would apply.
Yeah, how he wants it to behave, right? The thing that did go through my mind afterwards, though, was Radiant could have just walked up there and put all the dragons inside of the wall of force, and they could have had a parlay with these dragons trapped inside this wall of force, right? Maybe it wouldn't have been big enough. I don't know.
I was going to say, is there a size limit?
There is a size,
is.
yeah, and that's kind of where you need to have a bit more of a tactical map rather than a theatre of the mind, so that you can decide exactly where to place it. I mean, you could have cut off, probably as a DM, if you tried that, I would have ruled that you could probably cut off the silver and one of the bronze, but not all three.
But not all three, yeah.
It's a compromise that usually works with players when you say, you don't say no completely, you give them a bit of a help.
Yeah. I'm looking at the size. 10-foot radius, so 20 feet across. It's not very large.
I was going to say, not. I mean, they were bunched together, which is why they were. But for drag,
but even then, like a 20 feet across is not very large. Even having 5 people inside a space that isn't. It's not like they had tons of room inside this dome, right?
I suppose, yeah. It's in metric. It's 6 meters. You know.
Yeah.
It actually isn't a lot. You think in your mind what 20 whatever is, but actually it's not. Even with 5 people bunched together, you got to be pretty bunched together.
Yep, definitely. If they're all standing in a line, they can certainly all touch each other. That's for sure. Yep.
But then is that why I say Ben rather than Radiant made that thing about people being bunched together, that he was cooking that up at that point?
I don't know. I don't even remember who asked. Did Harry ask, "Are you bunched together?"
So
did Ben ask that question?
So Ben asked the question, and Harry, and I wrote word for word his response. You can all be bunched up. Because this is the rewatched, I wrote as well. This one.
Got it. So he raised it. I thought it was Harry who asked the question. That's interesting. So Ben must have been planning it then from the beginning,
and
or at least he knew it was a possibility. Anyway,
Holly was also wanting to be within 5 feet of people to intercept.
Yes.
Yeah, that was at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although
that may have been what provoked Ben.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although her intercept on a breath weapon doesn't work because it's not an attack roll.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, then the combat is interrupted.
Oh boy.
By Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Australian, beloved actress of the stage and screen of Australia.
Yes. Rides in on, I'm trying to remember what Valka's
it was like the big white, like blue-white.
What?
He was a big boy.
Her dragon's called.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he's big. He's a big boy. I'm also going to look, because now I need to know, too, because I haven't watched it in so long. Valka's dragon. Cloud Jumper. Big boy.
I feel like that's not right.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's correct. I'm pretty sure it's Cloud Jumper. I'm going on the wiki right now. I'm an adult. I had to tell it I'm an adult.
Is that from the book or is that from the movie? Because they're very different.
Well, I'm looking at the movie one.
It does say Cloud Jumper.
Cloud Jumper, yeah. He's a storm cutter is the type of dragon he is.
Uh-huh.
She did have another dragon
Okay.
that died. The
Spoilers.
king of the dragons was like
Yes.
technically her dragon. Like that was the one she was looking out for. But the one she rides is Cloud Jumper.
Cloud Jumper, yeah.
Cloud Jumper. The Bewilder Beast is the big boy. Is the really big boy. The Bewilder Beast or the Cloud Jumper is bigger than
Then
Toothless.
yeah. Spoilers for How to Train Your
He's
Dragon.
bigger than Toothless. He's also beautiful
And
love-
important.
and important. I love Cloud Jumper.
So Valka rides in on Cloud Jumper, saves the day.
But in this, Cloud Jumper can talk.
True.
He can't talk in How to Train Your Dragon, the movie. I don't know about the book, but he can't talk in the movie. That's very important that the dragons can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's plot relevant. They're too mysterious. You can't know their ways or their intentions.
What did you guys think that this dragon was coming to mess them all up? That's why the other dragons were running away. What
Just
was
coming
your
to check out the scene is what I thought.
yeah
Like,
Maybe-
I'm a bigger boy.
snacky snack time?
Like, I thought, forgive me if I'm misremembering because, again, combat, but I thought the one silver kind of flew off and, like, I thought it was communicating. So the other one was like, let me come check out the scene, bro.
Was
Like,
it
I definitely didn't think it was going to attack. I'll put it that way. I, at all points, thought Big Boy was coming to just see what was going on. What's all the commotion? What's happening over here?
What's going on over here?
Yeah, what is happening?
Did Dolly cast suggestion on the silver?
Yep.
Yep. So she did get the silver to go away.
And the one that she healed basically stayed at the bottom of the ravine in confusion because it wasn't quite sure what was going on.
What was going on?
The other bronze one went to attack them, then spotted the other dragon in the distance and went, "Uh-oh, bugged
Time
out."
to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Dragon Rider arrives. We are treated to a very stoic
Aha! I see what you did there.
Ariana, who's not very happy with our good friend Kilness.
With good reason, based on how they left.
Yeah, well, yes. With good reason, with many years clearly, or based on what we learned later, many years of the wasp whispering in several people's ear.
And imagine being marooned on an alien world for 30 years.
Yep.
Not a comfortable lifestyle.
Nope. And as we've established or discussed at some length, unraveling. The plane is not the most stable. Who did you think it was on the dragon?
Yeah, I was hoping it was Ariana.
Mm-hmm. Jazzy?
I was a little unsure. I thought it may be the child grown up
Uh-huh.
because of the time that had passed and everything.
Mhm.
So I wasn't quite right, but I was
Andy?
adjacent.
I can't think. I can't remember if I actually had any specific thoughts about who it was at the time. I was just
You
waiting
were living
for
in the moment.
reveal. Yeah.
When Harry started to explain, I thought it was Theolon or Theolon's ghost or something to that effect is what I initially thought until Harry said the name. or more or less looked at Kel and was like, "You know who this is," basically. I was like, well, if he's not saying this to Radian, then it's probably unlikely to be an image of Theolon in some description. So interesting decision from Harry to link her in quite specifically, and also imply that this person can bond with dragons and was placed here for some particular reason, etc., etc. I don't know that Harry's ever implied or Doug has ever implied that Ariana was special in any way.
I guess 30 years on an alien plane makes
Potentially makes you
special
special.
or dead. Although I think he did say that the dragons, all of the dragons, were nurturing and
Originally, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the combination of being in the presence of these mighty beings and this thing, and the fact that you've got this child.
Yep.
I guess it can make you. And maybe that's the thing. Is it is special? Are you special because of something that is just innate in you? Is it something that you become through you learn in your actions? And I think that's the more interesting story. It is something you develop.
In this case, for sure. Yeah. There was some chatter, I think, in the spoiler chat about, Ariana was in the circle of wildfire and whatever. It's like, we have that's never been mentioned up until this point. And there was no discussion of her when they were with Kindle, et cetera, like none of that, right? So yeah, to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I mean,
no, I don't think she was. I think she's just an elven lady who lived in the forest that met Kelnis at some point, and they became friends, and then more than friends, so to speak. But
celebrating life.
Yeah. She did mention that the stag that kind of helped her escape from.
Yes. That she was running, I think, and then she saw the stag. Yeah.
So maybe the stag intervened in the nest as well at some point to kind of set up the fact that at least one dragon then became her ally. And
Yep. Very interesting progression there. We have a nice moment with a moment of softening of Kelnis being at the bottom of the ridge and Ariana needing to help him climb. Which one of these cases of the rolls, the dice do have their story to tell. But I can't remember if you asked me to remind you or not, Andy, about Alex and his stacked D20s. But
I didn't ask you to remind me, but I did literally just think of it just as we started talking about that.
But before we get to Alex's stacked D20s, Jazzy, you had something you wanted to add on the...
I was going to say, the bit you just mentioned with the climate, is that the bit where Ariana says there's a time for softness later?
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Because that was the first indication that the door was not slammed shut. There was just this little peak of opportunity for them to not fully reconcile, but begin reconnection on some level.
Yep. Tell us about the stacked D20s, Andy.
Well, there weren't so much as a lot of natural 20s. It's just the way the last couple of sessions have gone with my group in the campaign, and they just Well, they came up with a plan of what they wanted to do, executed it without any any failure, pretty much at any point, and just it's all been in the course of one day. These 2 sessions that have happened, and basically, pretty much everything that they did came off without a hitch.
Reliable talent?
No, none of them got reliable talent. It's just reliable dice rolls.
Yep.
When you're rolling
Yeah.
15 or more, or constantly.
Consistently. Yep.
Yeah.
I bookmark this episode, and I look forward to the next time where Alex goes into some stealth situation, thinks, it's not a problem, I got reliable talent, and rolls like 2 or 3 nat ones in a row. Because I don't think we've had a situation where he's done 2 in a row.
He's had 1 when he was scouting Haven, but he rolled well otherwise and got away with it. But he is. I still think he's the most likely member of the cast to be killed, because if he's caught short, no one can get to him.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a get out of jail free card like Dolly with Dimension Door or whatever else, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
He
Not
would
yet.
get access to it with Arcane Trickster later. But
How long does he have to wait, Andy? Let's look.
it shouldn't be that long. If he, as long as he stays in the rogue class.
True. It's 3rd level, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to get to level 13. That's going to be a while with this group. But you're right. That is in the...
And he's got the ability to turn invisible, so
True.
worst comes to worst, he can do that.
True. He does have a slight get out of jail free card. Yeah. Cool. So they go up the mountain. Iago does his very cinematic. I like the discussion around the number of cinematic moments in this episode. Things that you can just picture in your mind, right?
Yeah, like Radiant power walking and Iriana just like, yes, this one gets it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean like Taco picking up. I was very cute.
Yeah,
That was very funny.
The whole interaction between the tiny scale and the biggest scale, we should probably call them.
He just wanted to know what it was like to fly. And I love that Taco's just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
No problem, man. I got you.
Happy to help you live your dream.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it's worth meeting your heroes.
Yeah.
Mouth comes out of the fog, picks eye out.
It's so funny.
Yeah. And then we get the second banger of a reveal in this episode. With Doug realizing he has a daughter. No.
Dun dun dun.
Doug. The
Kelnus
actor Doug
realizing that he has a daughter.
It was a very Jerry Springer moment.
I'm trying to think of some classic Jerry Springer crowd chants, but I can't think of any right now.
Jerry.
Well, other than Jerry.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
That's all I can remember.
Yeah. The fact that Harry hadn't said anything or hadn't discussed it with Doug, I found quite interesting. Have you ever have Andy? I'm going to put you on the spot. Have you ever invented a child for one of your PCs during a campaign?
Not a child. But one of my players deliberately left their parentage on the father side unwritten, or the so I basically filled that in for them, which became a quite a big plot point. And
so
well,
you
still
Luke, I am
technically
your
is.
father them?
More or less, yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
It was an interesting decision. I don't know if I would have. They know each other so well now, that I think it worked out okay, and I know that Doug kind of opened the door for this to be the case.
It was such an amazing reaction from Doug that I think Harry deliberately kept it back so that he could get that on camera, because you could just tell that Doug was speechless. It's just like, yeah, wow.
Yeah, and then your
And he
character
loved it.
has a natural reaction, right, as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
The in Action Surge, it talked about where Harry does kind of reveal that the very idea of introducing Kiri was quite new. It wasn't something that had been cooked up long ago in the ether. This was something he'd cooked up during the Laffy arc.
Yep.
Because of something that Doug had revealed in a vision. I think it was at the lake, or maybe even later. Actually, I can't remember that. But it was
think,
something.
yeah, exactly, Jesse. When he had said that he had seen him and Iriana with the child, that the lake had shown him that, right?
Yes, that was it. And then Harry because Harry didn't expect that, and he basically says that's when he thought, could I make it work? Well, oh yes, he has. But it's amazing how it creates these story beats in the moment. These are not things he's carved out like years ago as part of the thing. This is real time, almost real time world and character building and plot development. It's the fact that it was cooked up just a few weeks previously into what is now setting up the next sort of major sub arc.
100%. Yeah.
Wow. It's just, what else is he going to cook up?
Yep. On the train in the morning, right?
Exactly. It's just,
yep.
There's so many little behind the scenes reveals lately in the side content. We're dying well at the minute.
Yep. I think we're getting to the point in the story though as well where you can reveal. I think they trust their audience enough to reveal some of those things, or want to reveal some of those things, right? And they also recognize, I think Harry does himself, is that there's certain things that he has planned 2 years ago. I think he's mentioned that in a few action surges recently of like, I've had this plan since you guys were on top of Atria, basically, right? Whereas a lot of the other stuff, it's spur of the moment decisions, right?
I love it when a long con pulls off like that.
Yeah.
But also love it when you can make
together.
When you can make a spontaneous thing happen that also comes off in a similar sort
I
of
mean, similarly with film and television, I love those stories of the actors being like, we just decide someone did something crazy in the moment and we just went with it, and that's what what we decided, right? I think the best for some of these are some anecdotes that I've heard recently. Jack Nicholson just deciding,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
right? Here's the 2 regular cuts or 3 regular cuts, and I'm going to give you 2 or 3 more because the camera's rolling. If you decide to use them, you decide to use them. If you don't, you don't. Right?
I think the most famous one of that is in The Departed, isn't it? When
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think Matt Damon has talked about. I think.
Yeah.
And as well as a couple other actors have also talked about. Yeah. So yeah, the idea that there's some element of, which I think makes it exciting for us as well in terms of watching, right, is no matter what Harry might have had planned 2 years ago, there's still an element of chance with everything, right? For sure. Anything else you want to say on 59 before we talk a little bit about
I mean, there's the cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, big old
part 2.
cliffhanger. Me when I meet my daughter and she immediately gets daughter napped.
Yeah.
Rip.
Never to be seen again.
A patchwork dragon.
Yep.
You know, there were an awful lot of little hints throughout the episode about a certain jam-making insect.
Yes.
Giant wasps. Patchwork bits of dragon put together to make a kidnapping dragon.
A dragon made out of thread that's possibly unraveling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Dragon golem.
It's certainly interesting to discuss how much influence the Wasp / Hilda has had on this realm. I expect we will get lots of discussion potentially on what influence they may have had on this realm over the next N episodes.
Him
Certainly.
and his rancid vibes.
Yep.
Rancid vibes.
Absolutely rancid vibes.
That's good. Rotting
Yeah.
vibes. Yep.
Moth eating.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty.
Do we have a sense of who we think might have come in or gone out of this realm? I think we've established that Yilda has at least come and gone.
I wondered if it was perhaps the Spider Prince in part because this could be a space between the Feywild and the and Reliquiae because of the fact that it was created by themselves and Thealon, or at least plotted by themselves and Thealon, and they are of Reliquiae and the of Reliquiae and the Feywild, yeah. So it's like that could be the easiest place to put it. Because she used to travel back and forth in the first place. She could travel through, perhaps the nest was her way of travel. We don't know because somebody didn't take the map. So like we don't know. So that could have been a passing through, and that could have been partially why things started to go a little kooky haywire, because where he seems to go, bad things happen. That was my main suspect. Or Yilda returning to the nest for whatever reason, because we haven't seen him in a while. And perhaps he was going there to plot or to make sure Iriana's where he left her, or whatever. Who knows what he's up to, because we haven't seen him in so long. But those were my two main suspects.
There was part of me that was waiting for somebody here to pin Radian to the side of a cave wall. Be like, you're back here again. Why are you back here again? The last time you were here, these things happened. I know you.
The vision where of the purple dragon, I can't remember how the setting was described. I have a feeling it was the Feywild, but
Gems all around, river.
I just remember the
dives in.
bright blue river. The bright blue river was
There
the
we go,
clearest detail.
Tail.
which
yep.
which feels Feywild to me, which is probably why I think I thought, okay. No, that's just me wondering whether,
But
how
leads credence to the dragons are the way in which you travel between realms, planes.
one way to bypass the Alanites is fly over them.
Yeah. So, I asked a dragon. They told me to take a hike. So I did something else to allow me to cross, right?
And of course, off the back of Shan's Spider Prince theory, Spider Prince, as far as we understood from the spinner, is about to or is attacking the Feywild. A demigod versus 7 or 8 wild gods, he's going to need some backup. Why not a dragon?
Yep. Or multiple.
Brought up by his mother.
Yeah.
Or indeed multiple dragons to even the odds a bit, because otherwise he's going to get a beating from the Feywild gods, who in episode 2, of course, said in the orbs, we will be prepared. But are they going to be prepared for a load of dragons?
Unlikely.
So yeah, it feels there's an itch of plausibility on that one. Definitely. I like that. I didn't think of that. I like it.
Unlikely. Yeah. All good theories. All good theories. I like the discussion around this gateway. The fact that it likely has a Ladrin script written on it.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Is that the gate to the super duper mega dragons?
Yeah, the sleepers, perhaps.
What wasn't clear to me was whether, and I think we discussed this a little bit in the watch party, whether we think that Tego is an elder dragon and part of the other group, or whether the other group is all asleep, and whether they're the elder dragons.
In my notes, I felt like there was like a group of 5, and they're kind of like they're like your big wigs out and about and everywhere. They're like your lieutenants almost, and then they're that big 5, which includes the Sophos, who was the wisest of them all. And Sophos is Greek for wise, apparently. But they're guarding the real big dragon. So it felt like Tago's one level below. Like they're princes, but guarding the kings almost. That's how I wrote it.
Yeah.
I may have listened, but
it's
I think that's right as well.
Yeah. We shall see, for sure. I expect that will be our next little mini arc here of 2-3 episodes.
And I think those sleepers probably have been sleeping since the time the gods rode them into war.
And I wonder, is one of them purple?
No.
And named Noodle.
And named Noodle, absolutely.
Or Spyro, perhaps. Cool. Anything else on 59? We happy with 59?
What I'd say about 59 is that this is one where I do think it benefits when you catch the action surge and Ellie's diary and all that content. It gives just that little bit more.
It allows you to stitch things together, Jazzy.
Patchwork, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dragon.
Indeed.
Full of hair.
All right.
Possibly.
The big 6-0.
Wow. Diamond Jubilee.
Predictions.
Oh, God.
Well, I've got to go one just as a matter of course for the number of words in the title.
Yep, gotta.
Shannon.
Try to think of the mathematical. Like, eventually it's got to be not.
Not 3.
Right, yeah. So I'll go 5.
5. Okay.
5. One of those, the something and the something.
I was
bold.
literally going to say that myself.
Yeah.
Mind reader. Love
All
it.
right, Jazzy. What are you going for? Are you going for 6?
Oh,
then?
no, I'll let Andy go first.
Okay, Andy.
Well, I was going to go for 6. So
You going to go 6?
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Jazzy, you going 7?
No. It's it's tempting. It's tempting. Obviously, I'm not going to go for 3 because that would be silly. Let's go for 4.
Okay.
A lovely 4.
I feel like that's the bookies number. This one would be 4. Cool.
Do you want me to tell you the stats? As
what's
they
the most
stand?
likely?
Yeah, so as it stands, after 59 episodes and 215 words total, the most used currently, it just won the title with this past episode, was 3. The average total number is, the average title word number is 3.644. And 47.457% of them start with the.
Almost half. Yeah.
But basically, they were tied. Well, 4 had the most for a long time, but we had a bunch of 3s. So 3 caught back up recently. So with episode 59, 3 took the lead by 1. So 3 and 4 tend to be the most used.
So if you add 3 and 4, how many does that make?
7. Oh, you mean amount? So it is 41.
41 out of 59.
Out of 59, yeah, because it was 20 had 4, and with 59,
So
21 had
that's
3.
72%?
Yeah, something like that.
41 you said, Shan?
Yeah, 41 starting with 3. I still have more math I need to put in here, but I haven't had a chance to.
9%.
Nice. Imagine when we get to episode 6, 7.
No,
Let's not.
I don't want to.
Imagine when we get to episode
We get
69.
there before we get to 69. Like, we have to get through 67 to survive to get to 69.
That's true, we do.
That'll be the Christmas episode as well, I think.
69 will be the Christmas episode?
It's the last one before the Christmas special. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I have to see which one is on my birthday, because we have an episode day on my birthday this year.
Ooh. I think you did mention, Jazzy, that you had done the math and that episode 69 would be the one in
I
December.
think 9th of December, I think.
Yeah. It was either you or Short Trek.
So, wait, I might have episode 6, 7.
On your birthday.
Oh, my Lord. I'll have to check. Let me get the Ben calendar out. Okay, you said
That's
December.
right.
You said December 9th. I just filled out my shifts, so I haven't put it back on the wall yet. You said December 9th is 69? Or no, December 8th.
Or
December 8th.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So hold on. So December 8th, that means the 24th.
Are you getting 6,
6 7's on my birthday.
Excellent.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be so annoying.
I look forward to that.
Time to schedule a holiday.
C-sept, y'all. C-sept.
Bien.
It's slightly better in French than it is in English.
Listen, I'll never forgive that French Canadian child in Montreal for subjecting me to hearing 6-7 in French when I was just trying to get to the planetarium.
Oh man. All right. We have dilly-dallied enough. Andy, what's your prediction for episode 60?
That the daughter has gone willingly rather than actually being kidnapped.
Oh, I like that.
Spicy.
Daddy's home, so I'm running away.
I mean, I don't know quite what the heritage of the child will be like, but a 30-year-old in elven years is still kind of very young.
Yes.
Could be acting like a teenager.
All right. Friend of the show was on last episode. Momo asks, does Carrie have a breath weapon?
Yes.
All right. Jazzy says yes. Andy?
No.
No breath weapon. Shan?
I'm gonna go with yes, just because I think Harry likes chaos.
I'm also going yes. I'll go yes, but not what you think. Mm-hmm. How about that? Excellent.
So it tickles rather than bang.
Yeah.
It's a tickle weapon.
Tee, the tickler.
The tickler. Shan, you want to go next? What's your prediction for 60?
What's my prediction? It's a great question because I'm not very good at them. And
how many other dragons do you think we're gonna see in episode 60?
Are we counting the patchwork dragon or no?
Patchwork dragon, Tego as 2, let's say.
3.
3. You think only one additional?
Yeah, I think we're going to another dragon.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
so
like dragon friend. I don't know. I don't want to highball it.
3 dragons
I'd rather
will be seen.
lowball.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 dragons.
You can take that as your prediction, or you can come up with an additional one not prompted
I'll think
by
about
me.
it.
Jazzy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Hi.
I guess you'd like a prediction.
I would.
Okay. I think we will have a little encounter with some giant wasps.
Ooh. Giant
little-
wasp encounter.
Yeah, because they've been teased. Now we're going to have to.
That's
deal
good
with
fun.
Big wasps, big fun.
I'm gonna go with Yilda is here.
What, in the podcast?
No, you silly goose.
No, I think that's a good one because I do think he's there as well. So I agree. So, but don't make that my prediction. I said that earlier, so I don't think it counts. I just
Yilda is
spitballed
here.
that earlier. Yeah.
Yilda is here, and Shen is 3. The 3 dragons will be seen sufficient for you, or would you like to add something else?
See, the thing is, Radiant did something smart, so I was going to say Radiant does something smart, but I think he already hit his quota.
You're going
For
with
this
Radiant
mini
does
arc?
something dumb? Yeah. Instead?
Like, I think he hit his quota, but like, because he's matured a little.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, maybe he does something smart. I was going to say maybe he's the one that like does some savey wavy, but like, then I was like, no, I think he does something smart. Like that helps, you know. I think he does. He's helpful. He does something helpful. So that'll be my non-prompted. Radiant does something helpful.
Okay, Radiant does something.
I want to give him the
Radiant
chance.
Does something helpful.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Anything else before we MOPUP?
I didn't like that one.
Let's mop up then.
Yeah. Do I have anything other than a spoon?
The spoliers are down.
I'll get the spoon.
Mops are up. Andy's mop looks like it's seen better days.
The cat ate it. It was hungry.
He's muted now. Can't. Are you muted, Andy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I will blame the cat.
Uh-huh. Who won the race?
Race?
Yeah, the Formula One outside your house.
The incredibly well-timed car again.
Exactly.
Still going, still racing.
How many laps?
They're on cooldown.
6, 7.
13.
Oh, 13.
13. Excellent.
Oh.
Excellent. Cool. Anything else we need to do? Any other business? I will be if we are recording in 2 weeks, I will be recording from the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be in different climes with different backdrops and all sorts of things. Yeah. Anything else? Shannon is typing vigorously.
I'm telling the chat. I was trying to type quietly, but I was telling the chat that episode 67 is on my birthday.
Oh boy. Heaven help us.
I'll be coming to you live probably from British Columbia on my birthday.
Oh, on your birthday.
Yeah, I think I think we decided I'm gonna be there from, like, I go to KupoCon, and then I'm going to Abbotsford, and then I'm coming home the following Sunday.
Are you going to Otakon, Shan?
No. So my artist friend did not get chosen, and given I am trying to save my money, I decided I wouldn't do another 4-day con as much as I love Otakon, and I've really wanted to go since 2024 when I went last time. And then, of course, me and my friend have been screaming because, like, we found out that they're getting special badges for Final Fantasy XIV, and we are so angry that we decided not to go, but, like, we both want to save money. I'm seeing my artist friend in a couple weeks. That was the other thing I was
can't do everything
figuring out. But, yeah, I'm visiting New York, visiting a friend in New York while she's tabling Anime NYC. So we'll complain about it over our favorite sushi place. Mad that we didn't get to go because she also wanted to go to the big Square Enix concert is that same weekend, so she was hoping to get picked so that she could table and then while she was down there go to the big concert. And it's just I felt so bad because I was like, and I would have come to help her / bother her. And then we would have gotten Final Fantasy XIV badges and it would have been so cool and we bother our other friends. But no, we're hated.
Decided against that.
We're hated. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to go by myself. So
That's understandable.
too expensive to get a hotel room in DC by yourself.
Yeah. Especially now.
Yep.
Go. Anything else? Any other business?
I am going to New York Comic Con, where I'll see Benjamin Mark.
Benjamin Mark, sir. Excellent.
And the cast of Claire Obscure.
You will have to let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Jazzy, are you going to Birmingham MCM? No?
Not. I wasn't. I don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
Oh no, because it's. I thought because it's the dates don't suit.
The dates don't vibe.
Because normally it would be in November.
Yeah, it's like next weekend. So
Yeah,
Rancid dates.
yep,
yeah.
yep. All right. Shall we roll some pulley?
Yep. I actually got everything out early
Let's
this
do
time. Oh, bro. Oh, wait. Okay.
Did we have Harry's favourite moment?
Yeah, did Harry send us a
he
favorite
did not
moment?
send anything in. You guys will have to harass him next.
He said
episode.
no. I thought it was for the content, but I guess not.
Let's go blue today. We'll go blue.
Shan, guess what I got on the D100?
Did you get 6-7? What evil I have wrought.
What a guy.
Wish I had.
I almost didn't roll the D4.
Let me do this math again. I always forget my D4. I did check though. Okay. What a very special number I got. It's not 6-7. It's not 69 either. If that helps.
It's 13.
Right. You got 13?
Sure.
All right. I got a slightly above average 80.
Nice.
Shannon.
I got 110.
110. Excellent.
Which is nice because my birthday is 11/10. So it feels right because it's an 11 and it's a 10.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Jazzy.
49.
Oof.
Dang.
That percentile, I got 3-7.
Oof.
Oof.
And then low rolls on a lot of other dice.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 50 on my.
I mean, I got a 2 on my D20.
Yeah, that's rough then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy.
82.
Oh, after that 6-7, it could have gone so well.
Yeah. I rolled an 80 on my percentile. Well, I forget what the other number is because I always forget which one you add it to.
Mm-hmm.
But I rolled an 80 on the D100.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Oh, I need a D20 first.
Then I think we're ready to roll initiative for
Done.
shoutouts.
I did it.
Outs. Let me remove. This is something that drives me insane every time, and I think is part of the reason why Alex sometimes gets groupings is that he doesn't actually roll the dice. He literally dumps it out.
I do this like a little launch.
I feel like Doug does this from time to time as well. It's just like clunk.
Just drop it.
6.
12.
Natural. 12. Jazzy.
17.
Ooh. That's what I rolled on my D20 for the roly poly.
Shannon?
15.
15. So we go me, Andy, Shan, Jazzy.
Yeah.
All right. I have something to show you guys. It's courtesy of Shan.
Bigger. What?
Shan, you know what this is? You sent it to me.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The roly poly prize.
The Roly prize.
Oh.
Yeah.
My FIFA Peace Prize from Jenny himself.
Italian boss baby looking. I can't say
Mother-
the phrase I want to.
Mother Fluffer.
Yeah, you know exactly the phrase I want to say. Yeah. Italian boss baby looking.
So shout out to FIFA Not. Boo. Yeah.
Boo VAR. Boo. Boo.
VAR.
Hydration breaks.
Boo Messi. Boo Argentina.
Yeah.
Boo advertisers.
Pow-
Boo
pow-
greed.
Powerade breaks. Yeah. Boo on that. Pox be on your houses.
Boo MetLife Stadium.
Boo halftime show, etc., etc. But shout out to all the Natural Six cast who are doing a bunch of conventions. Alex just did one at GCX. Alex and Harry will be at MCM, I think, next at Birmingham. Ben's at a bunch of cons, and I think so is Doug. Harry was just in
'Tis the season.
Czech Republic. I believe there was a meeting of two of the loveliest people who we know or who we know of. Harry and Martina met at the con in the Czech Republic, which is a pretty special thing. Shout out to you guys. Thanks to Jazzy and Andy for joining us back again now that he's out of his World Cup hangover. And shout out to Jazzy's new mic. He didn't even say that in what he's been doing lately, which I
was going to mention it in my shout out.
No, see what happens when you let other people go first. Yeah,
You've suppressed him again.
yes, he is.
Noise suppressed me.
Cool. That's it. And thanks to Shan as usual for continuing to put up with me through 30 whatever episodes it is now, 36. Cool.
I thought the behave comments were for me, so I thought that I'm the one being put up with.
Everyone behaved
I was
very
well
well.
behaved today. Yeah, probably because I was so damn tired. I ate a pretzel to get my blood sugar up at one point.
Well deserved.
Thanks.
Who's next? Is it you, Shan?
No, I think it was Andy.
Yeah.
Andy, then Shan, then Jesse to finish. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Shout out to you guys for putting up with me yet again. I probably won't go on a massive long streak like I did before the World Cup, but it's good to be back in the podcast fold again. Shout out the rest of the community for being awesome as always. The cast for being brilliant. We've had some amazing episodes recently.
We're eating well.
Yeah. Shout out to Shan's dogs because
I know.
they're shouting out themselves.
Christ
as well.
alive, man. You're so annoying.
My cats have been a bit feral recently.
And the race is still going on.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Excellent. Shannon.
Well, shout out to you guys, as always, for being here, whether, once every couple of weeks or every week. Thank you. I don't know. I was trying to be eloquent. I couldn't do it because Bear is really distracting right now. He's really intense. Shout out to LeBron James and the Philadelphia 76ers. And what's his name? Mike Gansey? Is that our new? I don't remember his name. The new
head coach?
director of operations. No, it's our I think we still have the same head coach. Shout out to Holly. I'm glad she had a good time. It looked like she had a good time this weekend. She posted pictures while we were recording, so I like those. And she danced really great on stage to the Primals. Shout out to... God, I don't even know, man. Brain broke. I'm looking around to see if there's anything else I can shout out.
Great hoodie,
Like,
Shan.
Thanks. I decided to get it because I was cold, and I didn't want to be accidentally branded. Because I was like, oh shoot, I should probably just wear like Natural Six. Makes sense. Yeah. Shout out to Ben and the cast of Claire Obscure for coming to my convention. Sadly on a Friday, so I might end up having to get a hotel, so I don't have to worry about driving up there in traffic. But yeah, and I don't know. I'm really distracted by my dog right now. Shout out to my 14 friends who've been playing with me.
Sweet.
Yeah, shout out Natural Six. Shout out Natural Six.
You've got 14 friends. Show off.
Yeah, just 14. Don't worry about it.
Not
Only
Bertie.
14. No, not Bertine, just 14.
Fantastic. Jazzy, lead us home.
So, okie dokie. So, first of all, shout out to you, Shan, you, Doc, and you, Andy, for joining me on this wild adventure, this wild audio-visual adventure. Shout out to my new microphone. I hope listeners and viewers have had a better audio experience from me compared to previous times. Do comment below. Please be kind. Shout out to the dogs, cats, and motor vehicles that have joined in the podcast today. Adds lots of colour and light and virtuousness and wildness to proceedings. Shout out to UEFA for being quick to criticise FIFA. Shout out to Spain for winning the World Cup. Looking at their side from a neutral point of view, I thought they were deserved winners, so shout out to them. Shout out to Natural Six and to our lovely community on the Discord, on the Patreon, on the YouTube comments, for making what is this wild, crazy little show just blossom with just great vibes. And shout out to the prospect of slightly milder weather in the coming weeks, hopefully, so that I can actually have more about my life than, oh, do I need to close the curtains? Do I need to open the windows? Kind of thing. And finally, shout out to tiramisu, because it's my favourite dessert. And I looked at a YouTube short.
Same.
Yeah, isn't it the best? And I watched a little YouTube short about like making the perfect tiramisu, and now all I'm seeing is wall-to-wall tiramisu recipes on the feed, and I'm just very happy. But it is a wonderful dessert, and now I want so much tiramisu in my life. And that is it from me. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, nobody can see that because it's out of focus. It was it was a natural 6 days. Jazzy, are you going to get an air conditioner?
I'll probably get one in the autumn when it's cheap, and then I'll be ready for next summer.
You're in good company. Andy? You're muted, buddy.
Oh no.
Technically, you already got one, but it's in a different room.
What a boss.
Too noisy.
What a boss. Right. Shout out to air conditioning.
Always shout out to aircon, even though I'm freezing.
Good night and good luck. See you soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.